What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, squad? Hey, hey, hey. Tap that screen. Tap the screen. Tap that like. Tap that like right now as you come in. Okay, y'all know the drill. Don't be coming in here acting like you don't like it.
Yeah. So come pick up your clothes. I have them folded. Don't knock on my door. No, you can't come in. Yeah. So come pick up your
Come pick up your clothes, honey. Come pick them up. What is up, squad? I am here. I am here. I am here. We got a lot to talk about today. Shout out to the squad as y'all come in, like and share and like and share and like and share. Come pick up
your clothes. I have them folded. Don't knock.
Yes. My new theme song. Come pick up your clothes. Shout out to the squad. As y'all come in, like and share, like and share. We gonna get started after this very, very brief introduction.
Get ready, because you about to be an ATLien.
Guess her being a blogger.
More than a blogger.
Guess her being a blogger. You are more than a blogger.
I am more than
Guess her being a blogger.
all of is my son.
Okay, that shit is
I am more than a blogger.
The blog goddess. It's the blog goddess. It's the blog goddess. Michelle is here.
Yeah.
It's the blog goddess. It's the blog goddess. It's the blog goddess. Michelle is here.
Yeah.
Autumn is her son.
Yes.
Autumn
It's her son. Yes.
Say Autumn.
It's her son. Yes.
Say Autumn is her son.
Like for real.
The blog goddess. 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 Michelle is here.
Yeah.
Autumn is her son.
Like for real.
Like for real. Damn. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Have y'all mourned the death of Spirit Airlines yet? Are all y'all sad? Let me know because I know all the people on social media have been talking about Spirit Airlines for the past 3, 4, 5 days. Like y'all was really flying. Well, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. Was y'all really flying Spirit Airlines? Because I don't think I've ever flown. I don't think I've ever flown Spirit Airlines. Now I flew Frontier once or twice, and I won't do it ever again. But I don't think I've ever flown Spirit because I think I got the spirit of don't do it, the spirit of discernment. I got all of that spirit when I saw all that stuff on the internet. You said you never flown Spirit. Some of y'all did. I know y'all got them $15 seats or them $40 seats to Miami. Y'all used to do it. I know y'all did. Y'all acting out. Look at y'all acting out high post now. Everybody online crying. Y'all acting like y'all ain't never flown Spirit. Y'all know y'all fly Spirit last minute. I see you. You said you been on Spirit once. That's all it took was once. Somebody said twice. Okay. Spirit got the job done. Okay, it'll get you there. Look, they ain't never had no accidents. That's what they say. They never had no accidents. But now all the people talking about Spirit. And the one thing that's sad though is that there are how many people was it? Is it 70,000? How many? It's 70,000 or 17. Don't give me the line. Hold on, let me Google it. How many people lost their job on Spirit? It was a lot. It was a lot. That's what they say. How many? A lot. Spirit Airlines. How many people? Let me see. It said 17,000 individuals are out of work. 17. See, I was bumping it up. Okay. But that's still a lot of people that are out of work. Okay. So now in this economy, y'all already said that the black women was getting fired. Nobody got a job. Everybody got gig work. Nobody nobody got insurance no more. Everybody is self-employed. So I mean, it's not looking good for the kid. I'm just saying. Well, not me. I'm just saying. I'm talking about the kids. Okay. It said the airline sudden shutdown occurred Saturday, May 2nd, following the collapse of bailout negotiations. A total of 17,000 includes direct employees and thousands of contractors whose livelihoods depended on the carrier. Specific personnel groups included flight attendants, which was 5,500 workers, pilots, approximately 2,000 pilots, corporate and support, approximately 14,000 were direct Spirit employees, while others served as ramp workers and contractors. Can you imagine that whole little side of the airport is gone, child? It is closed. You said they denied help from the I heard that they denied their help. They didn't want to do it because they said that they was going to have to give up some of their fleet to do things they didn't want to do. So you got to salute them for that. But at the end of the day, now you ain't got no company, none at all. But salute the Spirit, and you know, my sincere well wishes go out to the 17,000 who are out of work. Hopefully, you know, people will Delta pick up some, and American will pick up some, and some more people will pick up some. Y'all know y'all need some more employees at the airport. TSA will pick up some. Have they paid the TSA employees yet? I guess they did, because they back at work. He said, I don't like that they charge for little bottles of water. Wait a minute. They charge for little bottles of water? They said they charge. Listen, Spirit would charge you for everything. They charge you for your luggage. They charge you for your carry-on. They charge you for your purse. What else they charge y'all for? Lord, that is crazy. He said Spirit flights to Virgin Islands were great. Okay, okay, okay. Memphis to Las Vegas. Okay, okay. I did Frontier to Memphis a couple of times back in the day. Now I just drive because I'm like, it ain't even working. What's up? Yes, I'm ready to spill some tea. We are talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta today, okay? But before I get to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because you know it was a hot ass mess in Dallas, we are going to talk about Nene Leakes, because this is the the Nene News Network. And I would be remiss if I had some Nene news that I didn't bring it to y'all. Now, shout out to my squad over there on Discord. Radiance, are you in here? Radiance gets an accommodation. She needs a gold star because Radiance be on top of it. Radiance needs to be super blogger. Radiance, I need you on the payroll. Okay. Radiance dropped this tea over here on Discord earlier, and she said that Nene Leakes is mentioned in a Vulture. Is it Vulture? Hold on, let me pull this up. In Vulture magazine as one of the reality masterminds. Hold on. Is this a cover? Is wait, is this the wait, let me share it. Is this a cover? Oh no, that's Andy. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see them. I want to see Nene. Where's she at? Okay, there she is. Okay, is that a cover? I don't know, but it looked good. Whatever it is, it said reality masterminds. They outsmarted, they outdanced, and they outdramaed. Okay, it says honoring Nene Leakes, Michelle Visage, Ariana Maddox, and more. Okay, shout out to Nene Leakes. Now they got Andy on here too. They got a whole bunch of people in here. They got a whole bunch of people in here because you know they can't have Nene without Andy. They had to probably ask for permission, but then they had Andy over there looking like a creep, okay, looking like a whole creep with his trench coat on with nothing up under. Talk about Andy is the original ring master. I don't know if it's the ring master, the slave master, or the let me stop. Andy is the original ringmaster. I don't like how that sounds, but okay. They say Andy controls the clown show. That's what I get from that. Okay, they could have came up with something better, but that's what they did. I'm just here to bring the news. I didn't make it up. Okay. Who else is on here? Let me see who else. I don't know these other people. Who is this right here? This is Kathy Hilton, the forever eccentric. Okay, Kathy, she rich for real. Okay, the Hilton embassy empire. They rich for real. Kathy here, Hilton, Paris Hilton, all the Hiltons. Who else on there? I don't think nobody else on there. I don't know who these people are. Let me see what this is the actual article. Then they got the class of 2026, and it says the masterminds of reality TV. And the class of 2026 include, is that Riley Burruss? That's Riley Burruss. Who is that in the middle? Is that that look like Miss New York, but I don't want to like to say who it. I don't know who these other two people is. Whoever they are, y'all put it in the chat because I know y'all know. It says the masterminds of reality TV, the 30 stars, executive hosts, producers, podcasters, and franchises shaping the future of television's most tantalizing genre. Okay. Oh, you said that's New York? Okay, I thought that was New York because I'm like, why New York right there with Raleigh? And I don't know if it's the class of 2026 because New York could be the class of 1996. Tiffany Pollard, where's Miss Fake New York? They what class she in? She is not in the class of 2026. Okay, but she's there. Okay, but I appreciate them having Nene on one of the covers. Okay. So salute to Nene Leakes. Y'all say the girl ain't back. Well, it look like she back. She tipping her big toe in the pond. Okay, she is coming. Okay, she is on the cover with Michelle Visage and Ariana Madix, whoever that is. What they on? Michelle Visage is on RuPaul's Drag Race or something, right? And Ariana is on what? I don't know. But anyway, there's also a quote in the magazine. Hold on. Let me see what the quote said. Shout out to Radiance. The quote said, oh, child, it's long. I'm going to read it to y'all, though, because anything that has to do with Nene, we're going to celebrate it because they be acting like they don't know where they came from, okay? Leaks. Let me see. Is this number one? Let me see if this is the first page or the second page. Hold on. I got to make sure this is the first page. Close it. How I close it? That's the first. No, that's the second. This is the first right here. Hold on. Let me open the first page. This is the first page. Come pick up your clothes. I have. Okay, look. In 2020, Bravo fans faced the unimaginable, a reality TV landscape that didn't feature actress, entrepreneur, designer, author, and former stripper Lanithia Nene Leakes. The Real Housewives of Atlanta lead quit the show after storming out of a COVID era reunion. Now you see in the article it says she quit. So all y'all people that said she fired, in the article that Andy Cohen is in and Nene Leakes is in and Riley Burruss is in and all the people. I didn't see Kandi or Kenya, but they said she quit the show after storming out of a COVID era reunion. So storming out looked more like slamming shut her laptop screen. Not the Google talking. Shut up, Google. It said a reunion walk-off is not surprising, but what happened 2 years later was Leakes became a persona non grata. You know, I like that word. I use that for Kenya. Y'all don't remember that? Persona non grata. No mention, no name, no seat, okay, at the network. She helped define when she filed and later dropped a lawsuit against Bravo and executive producer Andy Cohen, among others, claiming they created a hostile and racist work environment, and specifically citing the racist remarks of her friend turned nemesis, KKK Kim Zolciak Biermann, as the reason for her departure. Hold on, we got to do number two. Leakes wasn't just the breakout star of RHOA. She helped launch the third Housewives installment, reportedly aiding with casting before its 2008 pilot aired. Her instantly memorable season one quips and riotous reads of castmates were primary reasons a series about affluent white women on the coast proliferated into a global franchise that spits out reality stars to this day. In the years after her departure, Leakes made an appearance on the Bad Girls Club, Descended, Baddies East. Oh, but more important, her reaction gifts. Nene Leakes shouting, "I said what I said," or disparaging white refrigerators remain the lingua franca of the internet. One RHOA scene from 2012 produced three all-time classic quotes in under 30 seconds. Okay, whatever that means. It's getting weird. Bling bling, bitches is mad, and still gets lip synced to this day. omnipresent even in exile. That is the power of Leakes and why fans were clamoring for her Bravo return, which Cohen finally announced on his radio show. This year, Leakes started filming the Ultimate Girls Trip, a state spanning road trip celebrating the 20th anniversary of Housewives. Neither Cohen nor Leakes have provided details on what kind of reconciliation happened over the past 5+ years, but the Bravo calculation is clear. It's better to make amends with the legends you helped create than to let some other network or streaming platform with an all-star series scoop them up. Y'all see that? They saying Nene is an icon. They saying she is valuable. Okay. They're saying they need her over there. That's what they saying. But Andy gotta listen. It's just between me and you. Just between me and you, I had heard they had Andy, was still a little bit salty about this lawsuit. I heard, they be like texting and talking every now and then and saying, "Hi, how you doing? And congratulations, and how's Brent?" and all of that. But I heard that, he's not really warm and with this situation. Okay. And I feel like he might still feel a ways. Now, even though NBC Universal has embraced her and are kind of like forcing her over there on Bravo and saying, y'all need to make amends. Meanwhile, Andy is not sitting there with his arms open. It's like he don't care. He would prefer that no one talks about her ever again. Okay. Because, he wants to be the star. And so, speaking of that, recently, I don't know if this is recent or if this is old. Somebody has sent this to me too. But I remember he was kind of like shading her appearance on Housewives, on the Ultimate Girls Trip. And I think he was asked about it again, now that, Atlanta is up and running and there are new people in Atlanta and they be asking him about the new girls. So Andy said, and is this in the same article? I don't know. It said Nene is making an appearance on Ultimate Girls Trip. I was pretty surprised by that. She sued you guys. Why are you bringing her back? Andy says, we are celebrating 20 years of Housewives. I can't speak to the lawsuit, but it's in the past. She was integral to the show and its success. As we look back on 20 years, it felt like doing something with her would be really nice for the fans. And she really wanted to do it. It was very positive. Okay. And now they also asked, well, is it a foot in the door so that she could return? And here go Andy putting salt in the game. You know what? We've worked so hard to get a cast on Atlanta that is cohesive and makes sense and that we love and the fans love. We want to be at that level that Atlanta used to be, and we are finally there. That's what I'm focusing on right now. Now, Andy, you lying. You lying. We are finally there. Where is we at? We are not finally there, especially judging from this last episode. We are not there, okay? But if you want to believe that, you can. And having 600,000 people watching now as opposed to 3 million when Nene was on, if you feel like that's equal footing, then Andy, I don't know. I got some land to sell you. I got some land, some swamp land to sell you in Florida. Okay. You say Andy hating on Nene always. He sure is hating on Nene. It ain't nothing he could do. You know how somebody say, what's for you is for you. And that's how I feel about Nene. What's for her is for her. He can't block it. Okay. Can't nobody shut no doors. Can't nobody shut no doors. God's got the key. Okay. Meanwhile, moving on, like this video. Y'all remember when I told you that excuse me, that Todd was calling all the ex-husbands, they kind of salty about that. I feel like, Todd is putting something in the air. Okay. Todd recently on his Instagram page, he shared that he got some things in the works. And I'm like, I think this what people say he was calling the husbands. The husbands say he was calling. I talked to several of the husbands, not just one, several. Okay. Um, who I need that's good. Hold on. And look. So Todd said, I'm back. Not Pete. Lord, how you gonna call me during the live? Do you know I am live right now? Why are you calling me when I'm up here spilling tea?
How the fuck I know that you're alive? I don't know. I just saw Michael Rappaport talking about Angela and Pinky, and you need him on your show. That's my nigga.
He ain't no N word.
What? Yes,
Michael Rappaport,
that's my nigga.
the same Michael Rappaport that called Kenya a gorilla.
Is a white boy that married to the black woman for years now?
I don't care. He still called Kenya a gorilla, even if he don't like her. That was racist.
Yo, listen. You need him on your show.
Well, have him call me.
Okay, that's my guy.
Okay, but you need to come too.
Okay, I'm not coming on your show. You mean like call you?
You on right now.
Yo, you're lying, nigga.
I'm live right now, Peter.
Hey, people, how y'all doing out there?
They asked me. They said he calling from jail.
Nigga, I am in jail. I am in jail.
Peter.
Okay?
Peter.
Okay, but I love Michelle. That's why I'm trying to give her. I'm trying to give her one that's going to make it go out of the park right now. Michael is my guy. I know Michael from 1992. He used to come up to and hang out with my man Lloyd. They used to work with me, another French dude. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, when I was doing How Can I Be Down, you need to get him on the show. Because I'm listening to him. I don't even watch the show. I'm listening to him and he makes me want to watch.
I'm about to talk about it right now. So watch me. I'll make you want to watch too.
All right, bet.
Bye. What? Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb because the people be trying to call me and interrupt me. Last time he was in the chat. Now he calling me on the phone. Peter ain't fooling nobody. He know I was just about to talk. Didn't I just say I talked to all the husbands? Didn't y'all hear me say that? And next thing you know, the phone rang. Peter ain't slick. Anyway, I talked to all the husbands. Most of them, not all of them, okay. And I don't talk to Todd, by the way, but Todd said he is back. And y'all remember when I said that Todd was going around calling all the husbands, and he might be trying to get together a reunion of sorts with all the ex-husbands, former boyfriends, and do like a docudrama or something. Well, Todd on here, he went to his channel, his page the other day or yesterday, and said, "I'm back. Let's get it. Thankful to God for all his blessings. Thank him for everything before you ask him for anything." And so this is what Todd had to say. And I don't know if this means what I think it means, but it sounds like it to me. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
It's your boy Todd. I'm back. Hey man, getting 10,000 steps in, man. So get your butts up. Let's get active. Come on, man. Let's get out. I got a new trail. I'm walking.
Okay,
I don't walk the
Todd.
neighborhood no more. Y'all know why. Don't be asking me no damn questions. But look, it's so nice though.
Okay, we see it.
It's my new trail. I'm getting my 10,000 steps in. Hey yo, so y'all, I'm still on my independent journey with my films, right? So you know I did Don't Bring Your Man to Atlanta. I took it to the theaters. And I think I'm gonna still tour it. But I'm about to do my own streaming platform. It's gonna be dope. I'm gonna have a reality show on there. I'm gonna have some scripted dramas. I'm gonna have some movies. I might even throw a podcast on there. So yo, look out for it. All right? Later. I'm out. 10,000. Let's go, y'all. What up, y'all? It's your boy.
Todd said he ain't walking. He used to walk in the neighborhood. Y'all know why he ain't walking in that neighborhood no more. He don't live over there no more. Okay, he got another house. Anyway, Todd said he getting him a streaming network and he gonna put his own shows on there. I wonder what show gonna be on there. If he put that damn ex husbands of housewives show over there, I'll tune in. I'll pay my $5.99 for 1 month just to see what it's looking like. Okay, just to see what they talking about. Anyway, yes, fair use. Thank you so much. But on a related note, Candy's still over there running her mouth, honey. Kandi is still over there running her mouth. Kandi, and now she done recruited Mama Joyce and Don One and everybody else, honey. So you know Kandi did that one woman show in Atlanta. We talked about it during the last show. She brought out Kirk and Rashida. Okay, she was on there singing songs. She was trying to get the audience to sing songs and say they man was cheating on them and all kind of stuff. So she had revealed that Todd had cheated on her. And I don't know if that's true. That might be true. Okay, he might have had an emotional relationship because remember, Don One or somebody in her camp, Don One, DJ A1, somebody had told People Magazine that Todd had an emotional relationship. However, none of that was in the court documents. Okay, Kandi didn't use that for leverage to stop from cutting Todd no checks, but Todd was using them kids for leverage and ended up getting more than Kandi bargained for, and the prenup was dissolved and all of that. Y'all know what had happened. But Kandi now she done recruited Mama Joyce. Remember the other day, her and Mama Joyce did a little ad for her I Did, I Don't show. And Mama Joyce was singing Ain't No River Wide Enough, Ain't No Valley Low Enough, and all of that. And had the clip from the Real Housewives with Todd on it. Todd was in the comment section saying, you know, we've been exploiting our relationship, might as well continue. So don't be mad at Todd for doing what he do when Kandi over there doing what she do. Now Kandi got another ad out. Kandi got another one, child. And here go her and Mama Joyce. Y'all see she got Mama Joyce. She dug out Mama Joyce and got Mama Joyce talking about her relationship. Now listen, hold on.
You ready? Okay. All right.
I had already heard.
Y'all know the drill. Copyright disclaimer on Section 107 of the Copyright Act. Allowance is made for what? Fair use, fair use, fair use. Kandi said, I said that I was going to give more tea and to speak on it. Part of I did, I'm done. But my mama wants to give too much tea. I'm excited to do it again. Come see me. She's going to be in Atlanta, Charlotte, Nashville, New York, Philly, Chicago are all going to be lit. Go buy your tickets. Like Todd said, go get your tickets, okay?
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree.
You turning that shade tree into a money tree. Kandi is making $1. She said, pay her for her pain.
What's up, y'all? So everybody's been coming up to me asking, what is this I did, I'm done show that you're about to do? And I have to tell you, this show is gonna be lit because it's me expressing everything that I've been feeling for these past 8 months. So it's gonna give you a little bit of music, a little bit of Candy Coated Nights.
We already heard what it's gonna give us, Kandi. We done seen you singing the songs. We done seen you talk about your man is cheating on you. We done seen all of that, but you know, we heard that you came out in a wedding dress and you took the wedding dress off, and then you were standing there in your lingerie, and then you were singing. We heard all of it, but what you gonna tell us now? Who he cheated with and how he cheated and how you had all them women in the house, and you gonna tell us all that?
And a whole lot of speak on it, okay? I mean, I'm gonna give you everything. I'm gonna tell you all about the tears and, you know, the breakup and everything.
Why is she gonna tell us all that? Why? We already know. You've been telling us. You told us during the divorce. Why you gonna tell us now? Stop speaking on it. We tired.
Everything?
What are you doing here?
I'm just saying, you gonna tell me everything?
Might as well, and then bring Mama Joyce and let Mama Joyce tell it. I bet Mama Joyce got some stories we ain't heard yet.
I'm gonna give them a lot. You know, the things they do.
You gonna tell me everything? I mean, you might need me to help with telling some of it.
Oh Lord, I don't know if I need you to help.
Tell you what, I'll just come to one show. I just one show.
Was she at the first show? Now she gonna come to the second show?
She might take the mic if she comes to the show. But let me tell you, I don't know what show she's coming to, but y'all need to be there as well. So get your tickets now at Kandi.com. I did, I'm done.
Done.
Now Mama Joyce said we done. Mama Joyce said we done, honey. I just gave Kandi some free advertising. Y'all go over there and listen to Kandi sing. What's the song she sang? My man cheating. What's the cheating on me song? Let me find the cheating on me song. Hold on. Like this video, please and thank you. Like this. Is this the cheating on me song? Let me see.
When I got home last night, something didn't seem right. I think I know what's going on.
Oh Lord, another woman is in my home.
There's been another hoe in my home. Cigarettes in the, he doesn't even smoke. Two glasses in the dome is still cold. Trojans coming, but one
Oh God, not the Trojan child.
is gone. Hell no, I know it's going on. My mama told me there'll be days like this. But let's be cheating on me.
The lady said that Kandi was trying to get the audience to sing "Cheating on Me Too." Okay, that's what the lady said. And we already know about my favorite song. Come pick up. I don't like nothing but the hook. I don't like the song. Hold on, where the hook at? Where is the hook? I gotta keep it on standby. Hold on. Let me see. Is this it right here? That's it right there. Okay. Okay, hold on.
Knock on my door. No, you can't. Yeah. So come pick up your clothes.
There you go.
Then
Folded.
don't knock on my door. No, you can't come in. Yeah.
Okay, that's enough, Ken. That's enough. So Todd gonna be over there working on his whatever he working on in his streaming network. Kandi over here going from city to city talking about her divorce that she wanted sealed that didn't get sealed because Todd didn't want it sealed, and now that it wasn't sealed, now she said since the bloggers was making money, she gonna go make money too. Okay, but the difference being is what's in the court documents ain't what she's saying on court. So I mean on stage. So to me, it's like it's just art. So anything that she says on stage, you should not take seriously. Just like they say, this is for entertainment purposes only, the views and opinions and all of that. You know, Kandi got a little disclaimer. Okay, Kandi ain't gonna tell y'all no truth about what really happened. Kandi just trying to get y'all to pay to come up there to see her at the city winery. Okay, you said I hate people using AI. That wasn't AI. That was Kandi. What you talking about? That was not AI. And somebody tried to joke and say it was AI, but Kandi posted that herself. That was real. Okay, hold on. You think that was AI? Let me start it from the beginning. If you think that's AI, no, my sister. No, my sister. That is not AI. Kandi posted that herself. Here she go right here. Kandi said, I love Kalani, fan of her music. Plus, she's a Taurus like me. I did the folded challenge months ago, but I never posted it because I was going through so much personally. I didn't think I should. Anyway, I did, I'm done. That chapter has passed. In honor of Kalani's album dropping, I'm posting it. Everyone stream the fuck out of her new album. I know I will. This is Kandi. Kandi posted this.
Why you all in my face? Won't you tell me when I'm hoes at? Just forget it, I wanna give you all your clothes back. Gotta make room, you're taking up space. They wanna know.
They wanna know this Kandi face. But anyway, come pick up your clothes. Anywho, moving on. Like this video, please, and thank you. Like this video. The purpose of this video tonight was to recap the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave Kandi right where she at. Salute to Nene for being on the cover of Vulture. Salute to Nene Leakes for being mentioned in the article as one of the iconic people who formed the last 25, 30 years of reality television, including Tiffany Pollard and everybody else. Salute to Nene Leakes. Now, the Real Housewives of Atlanta season, what is it? Season 17, episode 5. What was the name of this episode? It was something like Dynasty in Dallas, wasn't it? Hold on, let me get my notes together. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Let me get my notes together because I know where I'm starting. I'm starting with Phaedra Parks. That is where I am starting with the season 17 episode. I like to know the titles. Okay, season 17, episode 5 is Dynasty Divas in Atlanta. Okay. On Dynasty Divas in Atlanta, the cast headed to Dallas for Cynthia Bailey's tequila lunch. And they ain't even been there a day yet, and it's already just petty and messy. Okay. Now, the episode started with Cynthia, Phaedra, and what's her name? Maloof. Maloof. Adrian Maloof. Okay. And they were having a meeting about Cynthia being a partner in Maloof's tequila brand. Okay. And now I don't know why I don't know why Cynthia brought Phaedra. I don't know why Phaedra was there, except for the fact that Phaedra is a peach holder and Cynthia is not, and it would have looked stupid of them filming this scene as a friend of the show. So I guess Phaedra had to be there to be like the peach holder in the scene. I'm assuming. But Phaedra didn't do nothing. And originally when people used to drag Phaedra and be like, all she do is go, that's all she did in this scene. She was just giggling and she was just saying, call it black cherry. It's kind of like my vagina, just throwing little quips and jokes out there that didn't make sense. So I was like, Phaedra, why did you even go to the meeting if you weren't going to contribute anything? And everybody saying not a damn thing. Y'all agree with me? And see, that's the point. Like I wanted Phaedra to come back, but Phaedra, you ain't doing nothing, and you proving the people right. Now, if you gonna show up on scene, at least give the people a little bit, okay? Now, what happened after that? I got all kind of notes, yeah. Hold on. After that, okay, Cynthia was trying to be a business boss. Adrian was giving seasoned mogul energy, and Phaedra was just making faces and cracking jokes. That's what I said. And then my question was, why was Phaedra even invited? Was it for moral support or comic relief? Because she wasn't contributing. Okay. Now, the next thing, all the ladies are headed to Dallas. And Cynthia sent them an invite, and apparently one of the themes is Dynasty Divas. Okay. And so she expected all the ladies, they love a theme. Nene loves a theme, Cynthia loves a theme, everybody loves a theme. They love a white party, they love a pillow talk, they love a pajama party, they love a all red party, all of that. So the Dynasty, she expected people to, come in like, Dominique Devereaux with shoulder pads and their hair poofed up and all of that from the 90s. What's the 90s? I don't even remember. It was a long time ago. I know that. So they meet and nobody was on theme except maybe Portia and Phaedra. But Portia had on a little short dress that was kind of like Dominique Devereaux, I guess. It was kind of, and Phaedra had on all black and pantyhose. I mean, she was kind of on theme, I guess. But Diane Carroll, thank you so much. But the rest of the ladies wasn't. It was like they just didn't care. Okay, Shamia had on her little skater skirt. The 80s. Thank you so much, Paige. And somebody else had on a t-shirt or whatever. None of them was dressed, honey. They just didn't care. Okay. So only Portia and Phaedra was on theme, but everybody else was looking confused. And they even had Shamia in the confessional, and they asked Shamia, did she know who Dominique Devereaux was? And she was like, I googled her, and so I'm like, if you googled her, why you didn't wear something? But anyway, I'm digressing. Another thing that I was kind of upset about a little bit was when they boarded the plane. Okay, Pinky was leading a pre-flight prayer, right? Everybody, she asked everybody to hold hands, including the damn staff, including the flight attendants, and maybe even the pilot. I don't know. He might have been back there. But everybody held hands, and Pinky led a prayer. The producers made fun of the prayer. They kept clipping it and cutting it and making it seem like it was so long and all that. And it just seemed to me that Pinky just wanted everybody to have a safe trip. They all stars. They on a private jet, and we all know what happened to Aaliyah. Okay, so praying before you fly is nothing wrong with that. And I don't think that nobody should have been making fun of that. And they even had Drew in a confessional saying that it was like Kojic and it was too long and it was like getting out of church at 4:00. Girl, let that girl pray and be done with it. Okay, it is nothing wrong with prayer. And so I don't like them being dismissive about prayer. That was just me. Now, y'all may have thought it was funny. Y'all may have thought that Pinky was being performative. Y'all may have thought all of that, but I don't think there's, I know that my trolls come on here and be joking about prayer, but I take prayer very seriously. Okay. Now, on the flight, during the flight, Pinky was opening up about her chapter 11, child. And here is where Pinky kind of gets caught in the crosshairs all the time. On the one hand, she's talking about her businesses and her business finances failing and how she got to file chapter 11 to reorg everything. But then on the other hand, she kind of bragging about how she got all the money. I got so many assets and they so many places that on paper it looked like I ain't got no money. So technically, I don't even know how I'm gonna file chapter 11 because I own too much stuff. It's like, girl, is you rich or is you poor? Okay, is you having financial problems or are you just so rich that you know that it don't bother you? So it's like we don't know how to feel about Pinky because she be bragging that she this boss and she got all this money, but then she be talking about the problems she having. So it's like it's hard to be empathetic to a person who be bragging like she got it all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, girl, like we don't understand. So Angela tries to empathize a little bit and starts talking about her foreclosure struggles. Like, yeah, I had to file something because my house being in foreclosure and I had to file bankruptcy to stop it and blah blah blah. And then Kelly chimed in and said, yeah, I'm thinking about doing it too because my divorce and things messed up with my business, my husband, blah blah blah. And it was just too much. And here goes Shamia. Shamia, and you know what? I was like, yeah, Shamia, tell him. Shamia in her confessional, like, listen, pretty much like I'm too rich for this. I'm too rich for this conversation. The only problem that I have is figuring out when the drive-through line closes at Chick-fil-A, child. Because I'm just not there with y'all right now. So I mean, these ladies on the plane on the private jet talking about filing bankruptcy, and it's three of them. Like, what? How do I fit in this conversation? And I'm like, yeah, Shamia, I'm with you. I would rather be the Shamia in that situation than the Angela or the Pinky or the Kelly, because all of them was acting like, they got so many problems and they too stressed out. And Shamia just over here like, child, give me some waffle fries, honey. But then, a lot of people seem to think that Shamia should have read the room. Like, Shamia, at least show a little bit of care that your people are going through this. But it ain't nothing wrong with that. Shamia need to live her soft life with her man who got money in a $9 million mansion and call it a day. Okay. Excuse me. Now, after landing in Dallas, the ladies, they get a sprinter van to take them to their abode. They end up stopping at a truck stop because Kay What's-Her-Face can't sit too long on her leaking ass. Okay. Kay What's-Her-Face had to go to the bathroom. Okay. Now, they didn't want to stop at no truck stop. Nobody want to stop at no truck stop. And Shamia over in the corner trying to tell Kay What's-Her-Face that if she got to pee, that she should pee in a cup because touching anything in a truck stop is just filled with germs and it's nasty. Okay. And I agree with Shamia. It was nasty in that truck stop and didn't nobody want to stop in no truck stop, but I guess it was the only place they could stop. So Shamia showed her how to pee in a cup, but then people were like dragging Shamia. Who was it? Was it Pinky? Somebody said in a confessional, Shamia got Versace wallpaper, but over there, telling people to pee in a cup. I mean, sometimes it's cleaner to pee in a cup than to pee in them damn bathrooms with 1,000 people going in and out in feces on the damn toilet. Like, I'm just saying. But I mean, Kay What's-Her-Face probably used to that because she got a leaking ass, and there's that. Now, when they get back on the Sprinter van, Kay What's-Her-Face starts talking about her husband and how he don't like social media, but she wish he had a Instagram account or something so that she could check it because she feel like all men cheat. And when I heard that, I'm like, damn, Kay What's-Her-Face, why you even get married? If you already know he cheating, what's the point? Like, you just got married to this man just to be on this show, allegedly got married, because we don't know if they married or not. It might be like a Kenya Moore, Mark Daly marriage. But yeah, she is traumatized. I don't understand. And as we go on in this episode, and I know y'all know that I don't see it for Kay What's-Her-Face, right? Y'all already know that. But I'm trying to give her opportunity. I do blog about it and everything. But as we go on in this episode, it's like clear that her insecurities are loud as hell. And her being on this show it's almost like making her the laughing stock. Because one, it's like you sitting there with these, most of them married women, most of them want successful relationships, and you sitting up here saying all men cheat. So it's like, they looking at you sideways, especially Angela. Angela is always like, well, as a married woman, like, I don't like joking about women, sleeping with other husbands. As a married woman, I don't like people saying that all women cheat. As a married woman, so it's like, I don't know. She's still on that love and hip hop mentality, and it's not looking good. Okay, so the ladies make it to the mansion. Okay, the mansion is beautiful, it's glorious. They get a tour of the main house. It is huge. It is just like, Dallas Dynasty, all of the above. They have a main house, a pool house, and a tiny house, honey. And apparently, looks can be deceiving because, as they were touring the certain houses, it started to seem like, it got smaller and smaller. The amenities got smaller and smaller. So when Cynthia decides to assign the rooms, she gives Pinky the tiny house. Okay, because I guess Pinky is a loner, I guess. She gives Shamia and Kelly the pool house because she was like, what two people love each other so much, they're always around each other, and I feel like they would be the perfect pair to share a room. Now, everybody thought she was about to say Portia and Phaedra, but it was Shamia and Kelly, so they got the pool house. Everybody else got to pick rooms in the main house. Now, this is where the drama started, okay? Because as soon as Shamia and Kelly got in their pool house, it was dirty, nasty, filthy. The beds had stains on the comforter. The shower was grimy. Okay, the sinks was nasty. It was just filthy. Okay, they was like, oh my God, I can't stay here. Shamia FaceTimed her husband and showed her husband the stains on the bed. Gerald didn't care. Gerald just like, oh, okay. Gerald's like, I got to deal with all these kids. Okay, hurry home. But yeah, he was like, I'll call you back in a little while or whatever. But it's nothing Gerald can do. Like they in Texas. So they were complaining. They ended up like not changing clothes because they didn't want to shower. They didn't want to touch none of the faucets or nothing. Just like Shamia was just showing Kay what's her face how to piss in a cup. Now she ain't gonna touch no grimy shower and ain't gonna sleep on no soiled bedding. Okay, so they go and sit out at the pool and Shamia and Kelly and just chit chatting or whatever because everybody else is getting dressed for dinner. Okay, you said Cynthia did make it right. I'm getting there. And so as everyone comes down to dinner, Pinky decides to tell everyone. So it's Pinky, Angela, Portia, Phaedra, and Cynthia, right? As they all sit down for dinner, they got a catered and everything. They got a chef. Pinky actually tells everyone she's like the mouthpiece for Shamia and Kelly because she went over there to check on them and they showed her the room or whatever. So when she came back, because she in a tiny house, out of the main house too. So when she came and sat down with everybody, she was like, yeah, the house is dirty. And I don't blame them. They, they're not. I don't think they're coming. They haven't even changed clothes yet. They haven't even taken a shower. And so the way she said it, it was almost like putting it on Cynthia a little bit, like like she did it on purpose. You didn't kick me out. I'm in a tiny house. You kick Shamia and Kelly out. They in the damn pool house, and you got everybody else who's supposed to be, I guess, on the top of the food chain in the main mansion. So she was asking, was it intentional? And Cynthia was like, of course not. Why would it be intentional? She was like, I checked the house and everything seemed fine. But, since they did call me and tell me about it, I've actually, got a maid scheduled to come clean it, but they won't be there till tomorrow. Okay. So Pinky actually offers to switch to allow them to stay in her room, and she'll go and sleep in like Kay what's her face room or something until things get settled. So you said it was dirty from Kelly's makeup. You said Well, I mean, I mean, but it was dirty. The sink wasn't dirty from Kelly's makeup. The shower floor wasn't dirty from Kelly's makeup. And Pinky agreed that she went and saw the room and it wasn't up to cleanliness standards. Um, but they felt the ways. But anyway, Cynthia said she was gonna make it right. Meanwhile, Kay what's her face said she ain't coming to dinner either because she don't have no glam. She said the person that does her makeup couldn't come and she don't trust nobody else with her makeup. So she ain't coming to dinner. So I mean, just like she always stare at the camera any other time, this was like a breaking the fourth wall moment because it's like, why you can't come to dinner because you don't have no makeup on? What I mean, does that mean you just don't want to be on camera because you ain't got no makeup? That doesn't make sense now, but okay. So, she was telling, who was she telling? Was that, I think it was Portia. It was one of them. I don't know who she was talking to that, said, it was Pinky. Said, I can get somebody to do your makeup. And she said she didn't trust it and she only trusts her makeup artist or whatever. But it's giving insecure. Okay. You remember I told you how I felt that Kate What's Her Face was kind of feeling the ways being with these girls. And she did say that when they were boarding the private jet. She said, I don't know how this gonna go. This is my first girls trip being around all this estrogen and all this cattiness and all of that. So I mean, it's not even day one yet, and you already, alienating yourself from the group. Okay, so there's that. But Kay what's her face didn't want to come to dinner, but she did go to the pool with Shamia and Kelly, which was interesting. I guess because it was dark and nobody was gonna look at her face. I don't know why she decided to do that, but she did. Um, Kelly and Shamia, they were having a conversation. And Kelly's marriage is in shambles, child. She was talking about her husband. Remember when he did that press conference? And she was upset because she felt like he only did that to smear her reputation and to ruin her chances on the show. She was saying her life is in shambles. Hell, the room is in shambles. Everything is in shambles. And she broke down crying, and they was all hugging her. Now, I believe that was kind of an organic moment. I guess I don't know, but Kelly is kind of hard to read sometimes. Um, but Angela clocked in. Okay. Everybody, I always talk about Angela is the perfect housewife. She got a husband, she got businesses, whether they failing or not. She's her attitude is calm. She can read a little bit, all of the above. The first season she made that rookie mistake, with the whole Marcus and all of them, that situation with the Phaedra godmother thing. She was doing too much, but she learned from that and hopefully she won't do that again. But this time, Angela pretty much has become the bone carrier. Okay. So Angela goes to the pool, okay, with Kay What's Her Face and Shamia and Kelly. And she's trying to figure out, why y'all ain't at dinner. What's going on? And so Kelly was saying, how the room was dirty, and they just kept saying it's dirty, it's dirty, it's dirty, and how when they was when they was assigning rooms, she thought it was gonna be freaking frack, but she called it frack and whack. And then they was laughing about it, and then Angela was like, "Well, who is whack?" And she was like, "Portia is the whack one. We know Portia is the whack one." And she said, Kelly said in her confessional, "I know Angela ain't gonna do nothing but run and tell it. That's all she do is run and tell it." So she expected Angela to do just what she did, run and tell Portia. Now, before I get to that, Cynthia came down and was appeasing Shamia and Kelly, and basically, was checking on them and everything, and said, that she was gonna get the maid. The maid was coming, and if they wanted to, they could stay in Pinky's house or whatever. And so they thanked her, and everything was cool. Later on, they went back up to the main house. And of course, Angela carried that bone, okay, like it was the Olympics, honey. She did exactly what Kelly said she was going to do. So Angela basically says that, they called you Frack and Whack, and, they're concerned about their rooms, and they feel that, it was intentional. And it was definitely interesting. And then she was saying how who was it? Drew. Drew brings up the fact that Portia hasn't even spoken to Kelly, and she says, "Well, have you actually spoken to Kelly yet?" And Portia says, "No. I mean, because she tried to spread a rumor about me, and it's not even true. About husbands, and we all know about that, and it's not even true." And that was interesting because it's like, girl, we know it's true. Like everybody knows it's true. Everybody knows that Simon was married when you got with him. So how you gonna say it's not true? But it is what it is. Angela be playing both sides though. I ain't mad at it. And like I said, Angela clocked in because in her confessional, she said, and that's that quote I told you, as a married woman, it's concerning that they take it so lightly, all this stuff about throwing around sleeping with married men. As a married woman, it's concerning. Angela ain't forgot that Portia was joking around with Shamia, talking about she would fuck Charles last season. Angela has not forgot. So that's still up here and she's keeping it one in the chamber. So speaking of one in the chamber, the whole thing started again about Pinky claiming that she had heard that Phaedra said that she eats meat. Okay. But at this time, Shamia and Kelly and all of them had came up to the main house. Even though they wasn't gonna eat, they was up there. And Kate What's-Her-Face even came up to the main house with no makeup on, but she had her hair in her face like this so that nobody would see. Okay. I don't know why she did that, but she did. So it was weird. I'm like, did she have a black eye? Like, what's going on? Like, it's just weird. Girl, you are on a reality show. You're supposed to film. But she didn't want to film. She didn't want to clock in. So I don't think she should get paid for this episode. But that's just me. I'm not in accounting. So during the conversation, Pinky claims that she heard that Phaedra had claimed that she eats meat. Now, Angela was blaming Shamia, saying, I think it was Shamia that said it. And so, of course, they played flashbacks. We saw the phone conversation of Phaedra telling Shamia that Pinky had a rib shack. She did not say that Pinky eats meat. Then we saw the flashback of Shamia saying, laughing and said, "Yeah, she said she eat meat." Ha! And then we saw another flashback where it was actually Kelly who said it to Shamia. Okay. So Shamia in her confessional even admitted that she was wrong. Okay. Damn, I was wrong. I owe Phaedra an apology because Phaedra didn't say it. It was actually Kelly. Now we know. Phaedra in her confessional throws shade at Pinky. Basically said, "Girl, you in the news for your struggling businesses worldwide." Okay. So, I mean, eating meat is the last of your worries. And I agree. Because like I said, the whole thing with Pinky is on the one hand, she want to act like she's so successful. She's got all this money. She's rich. She's got all these assets. Then on the other hand, she's struggling. She got to file bankruptcy. She crying. She don't want to tell her husband. It's like, girl, we don't know what if you rich or you poor. We don't know. Cynthia fixed the room situation. And then Pinky and Angela. So Angela called Pinky out because, again, in the beginning of dinner, Pinky was the mouthpiece for Shamia and Kelly, basically coming and telling everybody that the room was dirty. I saw the room. I'm vouching for them, and I'll give up my room and all of that. She also was the one who took control in, accusing Phaedra of saying she eat beef and then finding out that it wasn't her. Okay. So we went through all of that. Now Angela calls her out and says, "Is there something wrong? Like, what's going on?" Because apparently, Pinky was acting real defensive. It was just, I don't know what it was. And so they were going back and forth for a minute. And finally, Pinky calls Angela a bitch. Like, bitch, I'll buy your foreclosures or whatever. Angela rebrands it. Okay. Angela calm as a cucumber. She goes in her confessional and says, "I don't mind being called a bitch because bitch means best in taking control of herself." What? Best in taking control of herself. BITCA. Okay, Angela. Coming up with that. Okay. Now then the argument escalates. Okay. They were going back and forth. Angela said, "You owe people, okay, that you owe your employees. You ain't paid your employees." Then Then she was talking about, was it her talking about teeth? I was confused because they was talking over each other. Somebody said somebody's teeth was crooked. Okay. Pinky was talking about menopause and Angela being hot and sweaty. Then Pinky was also telling Angela that her husband don't like her. And then Angela responded back that well, at least we don't have a wife in the basement. And I'm like, damn, Angela did her homework. That right there again. See, my Patreon may know this. I don't know, but I remember telling y'all it was some rumors way before Pinky accepted her peach that her and her husband was involved in a bunch of threesomes and stuff. That she was gonna be like the next Kandi or something. I had heard that, and it was going around on social media, so I didn't know if it was true or not. But apparently, Angela must have saw what I saw because the people was calling them out. So Angela said that they got a wife in the basement. It's another drunken rumor, honey. So I don't know if Pinky is another Kandi Burruss, but I guess we will find out. Now, for whatever reason, Pinky started calling Angela ugly and said, without your lashes and your wig, you would look like a boy, Damon. And so everybody was confused about who Damon was, and we know who Damon is. That's from Fridays. Remember, use a boy, Damon. Cat Williams said it in the bathroom when the man was trying to take his booty. Y'all don't remember that? Use a boy, Damon. So for some reason they didn't know who Damon was because they was like, Damon. Anyway, but it wasn't light shade. It was really a demolition because Pinky was getting upset. You could tell she was getting upset. Pinky, when she get upset, her eyes get red, her skin, beige, and her hair is yellow. Okay. So she had got up like she was gonna leave, and then she sat back down and continued to fight. Drew even called her out on that because she was like, how you gonna do a walk off and turn around and sit back down? Okay. But eventually they squashed it because Andrew's like, look, I don't want to argue with you. Okay. And then Pinky was like, I don't want to argue with you either. And then they agreed to, I guess, squash it, which clearly every argument ends this way. We've seen it with Kelly and Portia. We saw it with whoever at the end of every argument, they usually hug it out. But because they was on opposite sides of the table, they just agreed to squash it. But Angela did throw one more dig in there because she said, I just didn't like your tone. She said it was your tone, okay? Because I got offended by your tone. I was like, oh, okay, Angela, give her one more. Now, last but not least, let me just touch on this. The K, what's the face of it all? Like I told you, her insecurities are showing. Okay. I told you from the very beginning, she acted like she didn't want to be on the girls' trip. I told you she didn't want to film because she didn't have glam, even though she went to the pool with Shamia and them. Kay came and popped out at the table. Hair was covering her face, but she refused to sit. They was like, sit down. She refused to sit down. It was like she didn't want no camera time. I don't know what it was. It's almost like she was forced to be there. But I put in my thing, she feels too insecure for this group dynamic, and it shows. Everyone else is ready for war. Everybody else, is ready to spar, and it's like, okay, what's the face is trying to hide. Now, so far, this is only night one, and it's already off the rails. I don't know what's gonna happen next, but none of them are getting along. None of them are really friends. It's not really organic. It feels like they alienated the people that they felt were at the bottom of the totem pole. Shamia, Kelly, Pinky, put them over there. Okay. For whatever reason, they brought Kay What's Her Face on, because of her celebrity status. They leave her in the main house with Portia and Phaedra and them. But even with that, she's not cohesive. Okay. Angela has become the bone carrier. She the new Sheree. And I know she hates that I said that because we know Sheree's history with Charles. But Angela is the new bone carrier. Okay. Pinky, she too emotional. She want to battle everybody. She want to accuse everybody. She want to confront everybody, except when it's in her spot. Because remember at her fundraiser or whatever it is, her school back to school giveaway, she didn't want them arguing there, but she was like, wait till we get to Dallas and hash it out. So that was interesting that she didn't mind, acting a fool in Dallas at Cynthia's situation. Now Portia is dodging accountability, as she always does. Kelly been throwing the situation about you married that lady husband, you was dating that lady husband. She been throwing that at Portia, but Portia won't hit it back. You know what I'm saying? And even this time, when Drew brought it up, trying to be shady and said, "Have you talked to Kelly?" And then Portia was like, "Yeah, she tried to bring up rumors about somebody's husband, and it wasn't true." Um, she deflected and she threw it back to Phaedra about the beef thing. So, with Portia is a slippery snake. You know what I'm saying? So she's trying not to too much get in the mud because she knows that everybody gonna read her about Simon and stuff. Somebody said next week Cynthia is go get Kelly and Drew. What? Okay. Anyway, let me see. Phaedra, Phaedra is only here to like make faces and say mm-hmm and crack jokes. I don't know that she's contributing. And Kay, what's the face ain't contributing nothing, okay? Except for her leaky ass, okay? And they gotta stop every 5 minutes because she can't sit still too long. That's why they had to keep stopping at them damn truck stops on the way to the house. But I digress. Um and last but not least, I had put that house should have been checked before they got there. Cynthia said they checked it, but if it was as dirty as Shamia and Kelly said, I can agree. Don't nobody want to be in a dirty ass pool house. So let me know what y'all think. I would give this episode a 8.5. Okay. It's going up a little bit. Okay. Last week I said a 8. I said a 8.5 because I was able to at least hold my attention, even though I didn't watch it to the day, so it was fresh. If I would have watched it yesterday, I would have forgot all this shit. Okay. But it was a 8.5. What would y'all rate it? You said a 6. Okay, you said it was good. What was it? 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. What would you rate it? You said a 7. Okay. I said an 8.5. You don't think it was an 8.5? Only because it's easy to read them. When you can read them, it's interesting to me because it's like when you could call people out for the bullshit that they doing, the separatism, the Cynthia or the producers or whoever kicking Shamia, Pinky, and you gave it a 9 page? Okay. When they put all of them out the house and got everybody in the main house, it's like these 3 right here. And this is the overall consensus, even on social media. Pinky, Shamia, and Kelly are the ones that need to be fighting and scratching for their peach. That's on social media. I don't feel that way. I feel like Shamia is solid. But her alliance or friendship or whatever it is with Kelly, I think weakens her to me. I think Shamia is strong enough to stand alone, and Kelly isn't. And I feel like Kelly has latched on to Shamia, and Shamia feels like she needs Kelly, but she doesn't. That's how I feel. Mm-hmm. You said okay. You said an 8.5. You said 7. Okay, y'all like it. Okay, it'll be interesting to see what the ratings are this week. But it was worth the watch. It was worth the watch. Okay, I'm tuned in to see how bad it is. It's like watching a train wreck. I'm tuned in to see how bad K What's Her Face is. Okay, considering she can't go back to Love and Hip Hop no more since they ending the Love and Hip Hop franchise. This is her last chance. Click the link to call in if you would like to discuss what you think about this week's episode or any of the other topics that I discussed about Todd possibly working on another show. Todd said he got his network streaming stuff coming about Kandi, her I do, I did, I don't, and bringing Mama Joyce into the arena with her, about Nene being on the cover of Vulture magazine as one of the most influential reality stars in the last 30 years. Let me know what y'all think. You said Kelly is bringing Shamia down. I agree, child. I agree. I'm gonna need Kay to wake the F up. What is going on? Her butt hurt. Did you not see? She said her butt was leaking. I'm sure that did not heal overnight. She been working since she got out the hospital. Her butt probably leaking right now. That ain't funny, but she shouldn't listen. You would you would have had to beat me over the head to get that out of me. I would never have to, not your butt was leaking and the cat. Girl, no, there's no housewife storyline. We is not gonna talk about my leaky butt. Okay, that's gonna be a running joke. And that Glade air freshener that was in the hospital with her. Can you imagine what a leaky butt smells like? Okay, and then they had to be on a private jet with her, and then they had to sit in the damn Sprinter van with her. I know they was relieved to stop at that damn truck stop to get out of that damn close quarters with that leaky ass. Does she walk around with a diaper? I had so many questions because she said that it will never heal. And then the doctor said that the flesh was rotten and they had to sew it back up. So if they sew it back up and you sit on it all the time, is it gonna be healed enough to go back to work and sit in the salon chair and get your nails done? I have questions about this leaky ass. Okay. And it's silicone, and the silicone don't never come out. That's what the people say. Okay, we have someone in the back. Hold on. Hello.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, is this who is this? T?
Yeah, I usually go by Nene.
What's up, honey? How you doing?
Good in yourself.
I'm
Okay,
good.
so the first thing I want to talk about is the rooms.
Okay.
So they got too much money to take Lysol wipes and all that. Because when I travel, I take my little cleaning supplies. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
The bed was dirty. I understand that, but y'all don't clean up the room before y'all lay in people bed. No
Uh-huh.
Lysol, no nothing.
I
They was doing
mean,
too much about the room. Even though Cynthia was nice about it, I think they was dragging it a
you think
lot.
so? Because I don't think the main house was dirty like that. I don't
No,
think
but
they was
I do
dragging it.
think like if they would have went to Cynthia like and said, "Hey, this room is dirty," I'm pretty sure she would have tried to accommodate them in some way. I don't feel like she came off as like intentional giving them a dirty room. You know,
Yeah, but they
Cynthia
did
not
feel
slow,
like,
but she can give slow.
yeah, I agree. I think that they were kind of commingling two things, right? They first of all, I feel like they felt the ways because they not in the main house. Because Shamia,
Hmm.
she been there years. She should have been in the main house. At least she felt she should have. So her and Kelly being outside was, she felt like, the newbies, because the newbies always get like the bunk beds out of this, out of that. So them throwing Shamia out there, I think she felt like that was a slap in the face.
Mm.
But you didn't connect yourself with Kelly. Kelly deserved to be out there. Shamia didn't.
Ooh, she deserved to be out there. And I think Shamil deserved to be out there too, because she ain't holding her own. You know, like I'm so tired of this. Love should have brought you home last night. Shortcut that Shamil win. Like just give the whole Tony Braxton and Holly Berry shortcut
Don't
up.
do
Just girl,
Shamia
please.
like that. Don't do Shamia like that. No.
Girl, we is tired and through. K Michelle, I'm sick of her. It's like it is giving insecure, but I feel like because she got all these accolades, she can't dominate them women with that. You in a different ball game. Love and hip hop, when she was going at Rashida and all them, and she can
Uh-huh.
talk about like her album and her being on Billboard and all that. You can't do that over here. Them girls don't
Uh-huh.
care nothing about that.
And she had all that lip for Rashida just a couple of months ago. And now it's like,
On the
I don't
Cam
get it.
Newton interview, she was talking about them.
Mm.
And she was in concert singing a song, Rashida Got Bags, but you can't do that over here. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? I
Uh-huh.
feel like you just can't dominate these girls with that foolishness that you was doing over there. This is a whole new territory. Pinky,
Mm-hmm.
the whole time I was watching Pinky go back and forth with Angela, I just thought about that dirty tennis ball joke that pictures.
You think that's why? I think that's why that she bounced, that she clapped back with the without lashes and a wig. You look like a boy. Like, girl, come on.
I was real.
Angela is beautiful.
Angela is, and I'm glad
You a
Angela
boy,
hold her
Damon.
own.
It's like, girl.
It was, and that didn't even really land because everybody on there is dingy. They talking about, huh? Who is
Uh-huh.
Damon? I just,
Okay.
but I do think that Pinky is a good addition. But all that bankruptcy talk after your husband say he gonna give you the 5 million, then you all on the plane talking about, well, I'm going through it. That man already offer you that money, girl. Shut up. We don't want to hear about that no
I'm
more.
tired of her. And then she was like, No, but you remember she filed for real later after the show had wrapped, but that's a whole nother story. But I'm just tired of her being like, oh, technically I have assets, but on paper it looks like I'm broke. Girl, you broke.
Mhm. Girl, bro, girl done ran through all that vegan money. Girl just sick and tired and through of it. And then it just something about K Michelle just don't fit with this audience. I know everybody want to make K Michelle like she's the star, but I'm sick of her already. When Paris threw that drink in K Michelle face, she lost all kind of strike to me.
Mm. Who threw the
She
drink?
always ready to fight and all that. I'm tired of her. And then I'm trying to figure out first of all, it's time for Kelly to go. Do you want to see
Kelly
Kelly
over there
another
crying about
season?
her husband and all that. Girl, we ain't even talked to you all year. What is you crying for?
The producers is tired of her. They like, do you have anything else? Like, she just drag on her jokes and they not landing. Like, she's really annoying. Like, I think that she's doing the dirty work that Shamia want to do. She's like
Mhm.
her talking piece. And I don't
Yeah,
like that. Because if Shamia
I
got
see.
something to say, she need to go ahead and just say it and just let it out there. Like, you and Portia avoiding each other these last couple of episodes, it's really aggravating. Like, if you got something to say,
Mhm.
say it. Stop trying
Yeah.
to put
And
this
put
girl.
Angela in the middle because she knew Angela was gonna run and tell it. So
Yeah, and Kelly want beef with Portia so bad, but low key, y'all really don't have no problem. And if that girl did sleep with a married man, girl, and so what? Girl, you not the one to throw shade with her. Kenya gone.
mhm.
Would be the best one to throw shade at that, but Kelly is not the one to do it. And it's
Right.
just getting tired. Like, girl, we already know the story. Like, we watch your show more than we watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. Girl, we done got the tea. Girl,
Okay.
y'all trying to spill the tea, girl, and we already got it. Girl, did
Okay.
you please steal that girl husband? Girl, if she did, girl, you just got here.
Okay.
Girl, I'm tired
You
of her, but whatever. The season, I give it a 6 or whatever, but I'm tired of Pinky. She better do something different, and please put a hat on, because I'm tired of that bald head already. Okay,
she
Michelle.
used to wear twists and dreads and all kind of stuff. Wigs, all kind I don't know.
I don't know. They all aggravating. And Portia trying to act like I don't know. Portia just coming off like she don't be wanting no hits, and she trying like, well, I'm not gonna do that. Girl, do
That's what it
something.
feel like, cause Portia knows that people can read her, and it feels like she walking on eggshells, and she tries to, like, divert attention to other people's beefs. That's what it felt like, cause when she was at the table and Drew asked her about, Kelly and had they spoken and what was the real issue, and she was like, "I don't have an issue," and she lied about me with a married man or whatever, and then she kinda flipped it and then was start talking about, Phaedra said something about eating beef or whatever.
And see, one thing I learned about Phaedra being on this show, you don't back Phaedra in no corner, because when she come out swinging, she gonna say all kind of stuff out her mouth. And see, that's what they
Mhm.
better be careful with Phaedra. And Kenya
Mm.
had to learn that long time ago too.
And you look, I know Portia know it because remember Portia threw Phaedra under the bus after Phaedra
Mhm.
did what she did. So I think Phaedra know what she dealing with Portia, and she know Portia gonna get her get back. But right
Yeah.
now they coworkers.
And Pinky keep poking and trying to come at Phaedra. Baby, when Phaedra get ready to read her, baby, mic drop. I don't want to hear nothing. Not a
Mhm.
single word out of nobody when she hit below the belt. Because it's
Okay.
getting a little bit annoying. But that's all I got
Okay.
to say. I just want Pinky to put a hat on and stop all that crying and shut up. And I want Shamil to change that 27 piece. I want her to do something with that. Because I'm so tired of that
I like
boomerang.
Shamia's short hair. That she look cute.
Girl, I'm tired of that
In her
boomerang shortcut.
confessional, she had long hair.
Girl, she been wearing that
Even in her
boomerang.
confessional, listen, Shamia in them confessionals, she kills it to me.
Mm. You like the little boomerang shortcut?
No, in her confessionals, her hair is long. She got like a longer bob.
Girl, she's so silly, girl. You know what, Michelle? You gonna love Shamia until she start stepping up and performing correctly. I'm gonna go for
I like Shamia. Shamia got everything it takes, and she just needs a little grooming. You know what I'm saying? When
she.
Shamia get her footing, Shamia will be it because she got it.
But
I'm
when
just
Well,
is
saying.
that
She
gonna
got
be?
I'm so ready for her to stand 10 toes down
it.
behind herself. I'm so
I
sick
mean,
of her.
she need to get rid of Kelly first because Kelly.
Oh, they so act like they got that bromance going on. I'm so sick of it, Michelle. I just need you to just do a real deep dive into that little friendship and break it down to me because I'm
It
sick
ain't a
of it.
friendship.
It's not a friendship, it's an
It's a
alliance. Because
conservatorship.
originally, Kelly was sticking to Britt, and then when Britt got in it with, Kenya, Kelly dumped Britt like a bad habit, and then she latched on to Shamia because Shamia and Portia was beefing. And so, that's how that happened. Shamia just felt like she needed somebody because she felt like Portia was gonna be her friend. And
No,
Portia
I
threw
think Shamia is a really good friend. I just think that she don't know how to stand alone. That's a
Mhm.
problem. If
She's
she
a
can stand
follower.
by herself, I guarantee you she would dominate with Portia. But she don't know how to stand alone.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let
And
me go
maybe
because I know somebody in the back, y'all. I want to be
but
running
thank
my
you,
drunken
T.
mouth. All right, baby. You have a good night.
You too. Thank you. Hey, Real House husband.
Hello?
How are you? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, hello, hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Hold on, let me see. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Oh, Lord. Hang up and call
Can
back,
you hear
friend.
me?
Hang up and call back. It's StreamYard. I don't know why StreamYard does that when two people call in. Hang up and call back, friend, if you can hear me. I'm putting the link in the chat. Anybody who wants to chime in, click the link, okay? And you will get me and you can share your thoughts on this episode. He says Shamia husband is giving he's over her while on camera. Shamia husband is just over the camera. I don't think he's over her. I don't. Hold on. He's back.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Hey, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, I think I must froze. There you go. How you doing
How
tonight,
you doing?
Michelle?
I'm
I'm
good. How
good.
you doing?
I'm great. I like that jogging suit.
Thank you.
Um, Let me start with Pinky Code because that's what I was typing in the chat. I think she go to
Uh-huh.
court tomorrow to get the financial part of her bankruptcy sealed. But I think that she's been accused of not paying her employees from the slutty bar, and she said she
Bar
wasn't the
vegan.
owner.
Bar vegan. Yep. Okay.
She said she wasn't the owner of it. And she says she's the owner of Slutty Vegan, but the paperwork says she's the owner of both. So I think she's about to be hit for a fraud case with the government
Oh Lord.
because
Not a fraud case.
yeah, she borrowed money from them for one restaurant, but you said you own two. And you know
Uh-huh.
her what is it? Her CFO got indicted. Well, he was actually indicted 9 years ago. I mean 9 months ago,
Uh-huh.
but he's about to go to court or they about to arrest him or something like that.
Oh,
So she's in
okay.
more trouble than what she's letting on with the government in this bankruptcy.
I wouldn't deny it. I mean, I think that I wouldn't doubt it. I think that that's why she's on this show because she need the money. I mean, but we all need money. But it just gave that if your business was that successful, this would probably be the last thing you would want to do is put it on Front Street, put your bankruptcy on Front Street, put your finances on Front Street. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but it tracks with Bravo. They always seem to hire criminals. They always seem to hire these people that
They
have some type
do.
of
To me,
criminal.
it's like they hire people knowing that eventually they gonna get exposed. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking too, or whatever. And I caught your show Friday, but I was coming from the bar, so I was a little tipsy. And I know all of your topics, and I know you hit me somebody called. Well, what was the topic? So I didn't want to do that. But
That's all.
I want to talk about Kimberly. I did see those tweets that she put up, and I didn't like it when you're calling saying that we prejudice against black people and the other stuff she said. The jokes write themselves. Like, I'm
Mhm.
sorry,
She
but
said
you
something
attend
today, or when did she say something?
last week. This is last week. She
Oh,
said
okay.
that
Yeah, 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 yeah.
we was prejudice against black people. We don't like black people. Ma'am, you are 10 shades lighter than when we met you. I'm sorry, but you look like Michael Jackson from Black and White video.
I
I
said she's an Asian lady now.
just don't understand. Like, and she's mad at everybody for saying she shouldn't have had the job from Loving Hip Hop. We didn't say that. Andy Cohen said that when Candace and Monique got to fight. This is not Love and Hip Hop. Housewives don't fight. And we never hire people from other networks. That's what he said. Your boss said that. We didn't say that. But I'm just not enjoying her like everybody else thought that she's going to be a great housewife. I just think she keep walking off the scene. I don't really see what she's
She don't
doing
give much.
anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Not at all. And Portia's not giving much either, but I guess the word on the street is K. Michelle going to come for her and they're going to bring up the whole thing with R. Kelly. It's just going to be a mess. And it's just not going to land the way that the K think is going to land because you're going to blame Portia because, we don't blame the victim. If Portia is a victim of R. Kelly, I don't know. It's just a mess. It's giving ghetto. That's what
They want Atlanta to be, clearly. Like I told you, when the first episode she was talking about her butt job, I'm like, is this where we headed? This might as well be on Tubi or Zeus. Like, are you serious? Is this what Housewives is giving now? Back alley butt shots?
Yeah. That's nothing. She called Portia what she call her? A dumb
a bimbo.
A dumb bimbo. But Portia was the dumb bimbo that got shots in her butt in a back alley either. So please stop. Like, it's not giving. Everything that she's saying is not landing the way that she think it is. Like when she did the interview with that man and she said, "Oh, Robin is a couch potato." Robin, her husband Juan, that was her high school sweetheart, and they got 2 kids together. It took you 25 years or so for you to marry your high school sweetheart. It's not landing the way that she think it is. And if people really listen to what she said,
this episode that all men cheat, so it's giving that she feel like he got somebody else.
Right, and then you show up. You said you showed up with a different man that was a coach, but then you married someone else. It's just not landing for me. That's why I'm just not excited about this season. It's just not landing the way they think.
I'm ready for Girls Trip. Yeah.
Yeah. What's it? Rhode Island is giving more than
Rhode Island is good. I gotta watch this week, but yeah, Rhode Island is good. I like it.
Good. But shout out to Bravo because the girls did take a private jet. We can say that.
For once, it's rare, but yeah.
And that's why the show is the way it is. They don't know what Dynasty is, so they don't know how to read and they don't know how to dress. Okay.
Right. They could have ate Dynasty up. Oh my God. Could you imagine if they all showed up on thing? That would have been amazing.
Yes. And shout out to Nene Leakes for showing up again last night in the episode. Okay.
Okay. She sure did with that thing with Cynthia.
Yep. And she talked more than Cynthia did in that scene. So somebody want her back. It must be the production company. Somebody want her back.
Seems like they gave them the green light now because they've been using old clips of her for a minute now this season, a couple of times this season.
Well, you can't talk about Real Housewives without talking about Nene, so you got to give it to her.
And you saw she's on the cover of that magazine, Vulture.
Yes, because you can't talk about reality TV without talking about Nene and all her memes and all her sayings. We still use some of those sayings today. That's another thing that I don't like about it. Like every time I'm like, well, what saying are they gonna give us or whatever? I mean, Angela ate last night with Mr. Clean, and Angela has some jabs in there. Angela is a Real Housewife, but that's about it, because Angela last year gave us what she said, strange things to change. She's the only one that's giving us, sayings or something like that or whatever. So
but ain't nobody gonna regurgitate them sayings. I mean, they cute for now, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not iconic like bling bling bitches is mad and oh no, a white refrigerator. I don't know. And I guess we'll see next season if people are saying those slogans. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have none from last year. I can't remember nothing.
Yeah, but the word on the street is that if this Housewives Atlanta don't do well, they're gonna either pause it or they're gonna have to refigure something else out because it has to do well, but it's not getting up to 800 or even 1 million views. Beverly Hills is still getting those kind of views, because you talk about ratings or whatever. And the new Housewives show is doing really well. So, and even Potomac was still in 800, So I don't know what you're gonna do with Atlanta, but this ain't it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you, house husband.
Me too. You have a good night.
All right, you too. Hey, Mr. Motivation.
Hey, what's going on, Michelle?
How are you?
I'm blessed. I can't complain. Before I get into the show, I want to tell you, Michelle, you look beautiful. And I know you ain't
Thank
got
you.
no makeup on, but I'm looking up. I'm looking at the TV. I had cut it out. I'm like, damn. But yeah, so you look beautiful. And so
Thank you.
I was okay, no problem. I was gonna say I enjoyed that episode. I say about an 8.5, at least an 8. I like
Okay.
the beginning of it, how it started off with Phaedra, Cynthia, and Portia. It gave me that old feel. And even Cynthia looked good with that short haircut. I don't know if you seen that in that confessional. I
I
was
did.
smiling. Yeah, I said, go, Cynthia. And so I enjoyed it. But I will say this. We all have things we don't talk about. I do
Mm-hmm.
get the whole situation. And this is just my theory. I can tell that K K Michelle May, Portia, Phage, they all done, look nice. And I'm not a woman, but I can see how another woman could be like, okay, well, if they looking all, I don't want to go half doing it. And I don't know. That's just my theory. So maybe she didn't feel secure enough, to step out and do, the shit. Back on
But she
reality.
still came. She
Yeah,
still came.
yeah. I get it, but I'm just that's why I said it's just my theory. I don't probably don't know, but I feel like, but we all know Portia is like a, you know what I'm saying? Portia
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, but I feel like, yeah, and even Phaedra and stuff like that. I don't think they really knew the whole uh Duck Dynasty, but Phaedra, they all looked good to me. And so I enjoyed it. The episode was fun. I'll even say this. I even feel like Miss Angela, hey, she did it. Like I have to give it to her. She
Oh, the
definitely,
read.
man, yeah, it gave me that old school RHOA. Remember when Nene and them they went to Puerto
Nene and
Rico?
Claudia and whoever
Yeah,
it
it was
was.
the
Yeah,
episode was
yeah.
called Rico. And so that it made me feel good. And it was like how it was back in the day. Portia, they all looking around like, damn, with them going back and forth. But the thing is, they kept it cordial. It wasn't no hands and all of that. So it just made me feel good. And then, like I say, then they have to give Cynthia grace because the thing is, Dallas is nice, but it's not known for luxury and stuff like that. Like how DC and stuff like that. And so I'm just saying, yeah,
Dallas, they known for like big oil
yeah.
fields and all that
I'm just
stuff, aren't they?
yeah, but they are. But I'm saying like it's a hotel room. I get it, but I don't think it was that serious as Kelly kept pressing it. And I get it. Like Shamia told her husband, he was like, "Let me call you back." She said, "Go ahead and call me back in your clean house." And he started laughing because shit. I was like, okay, because when you go out of town, you want it to be nice. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
All
yeah.
right. Well, I appreciate you,
Okay.
Mr.
Talk to you later.
Motivation.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Oh, child. Ain't it past your bedtime? He froze. Hello.
What's up?
Isn't it past your bedtime?
I can't hear you at all.
Isn't it past your
You nigga
bedtime?
always have some mic problems. I
I
can't
don't
hear
have no
you.
mic
I was
problems.
hearing you before. I can't hear you now.
What you want me to do? You want to hang up and call back? Hang up and call back.
I don't think it's
Hang up
me.
and call back.
It ain't
Hang
me.
up hang up and call back. Hold on.
Every time I try to come with you,
It's not me. Why does he always act like it's me? It's not. I told y'all it was StreamYard. Hang up and call back, Peter. Call back. I'm gonna put the link in here so he won't be confused. Did I send it to him? Hold on. Oh, we want to hear what Peter got to say. Child. Anybody else can call in. I put the link in. Anybody can call. You said not from the Obama phone, honey. Yes. Uh I could hear him. He just couldn't hear me. And a lot of times when like after I get 2 calls in a row, sometimes the second call you can't hear it. Let's see what's happened. Hello.
Yo, what's up, man?
Can you hear me now?
Absolutely.
Okay, wonderful.
Mhm.
Peter, you're supposed to be in bed. Isn't it past your bedtime? Isn't it
I'm
lights out?
I'm in bed. What are you talking about? I'm in bed.
Oh, okay. Okay. What's going on, Peter? We
Yeah,
missed you.
no, y'all don't. Y'all,
What
they
you mean?
keep that nigga locked up.
We missed
keep,
you when you
keep,
called us
keep
from the
that nigga
jail.
locked up.
When you called us from the jail to tell us about the stuff that was going on the podcast, I'm like, look at Peter tuned in to the stuff, child.
Yeah. I was who did I see talking about it? Oh, Michael Rappaport.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I like Michael. Michael always keep it real. But I heard you was telling me said some crazy shit about Kenya, but that
Yeah, that was a while ago, but still, he said it.
Yeah. But Mike been around us forever.
Yeah.
I like Mike.
Sometimes I had to uninvite people to the barbecue. But
Yeah.
where you see him talking?
Mike gonna bring his wife to it. Him and his wife been together for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. And she blacker than me. You know what I'm saying?
Where you see him at? What was he talking about it at? On
Huh?
social
Nah,
media?
he was on Instagram. He's always on Instagram. He's a avid housewife fan. He's been watching
Oh,
the show from season 1.
okay.
Okay, and I
Well,
knew him back. I knew him back in '92 when he used to come up to Def Jam at my office just to hang
uh-huh.
out before he even blew up. He did a movie called True Romance back in the days. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if you ever see it. That show was a classic.
I
You know
remember
what I'm
him from
saying?
Higher Learning with Tyra Banks.
Yeah. True Romance is way what? That's a
And he
classic.
played a skinhead, and that was the movie with what's his name that passed away?
Who?
John.
John Singleton.
Yes,
Oh, that's my
John
homie.
Singleton did that movie. Higher
Yeah,
Learning, and
yeah,
Michael Rappaport was in it.
yeah, for sure. Michael been around us all his life. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
What's going on with you then?
did you watch the show?
I don't watch your show. I tell you that all the time. I don't. And
So what? I mean, did you have no opinion?
the last time I talked to you, you told me that the ratings was in the toilet anyways. Why am I
They
watching the
still in
toilet
the toilet.
ratings?
They in the 600,000s.
600. Yo, can I tell you something? When
What?
I was on Housewife, we
Uh-huh.
never on a Sunday night do less than 3 million people. Never.
I remember. That
You
was
know what
good
I'm
money.
saying? Never. And I was on that shit for 9 years. We
Mhm.
never dropped below 3 million people.
Mhm. I
So when I
remember.
hear 600,000, that mean ain't nobody checking for the people that they watching.
Mm.
Or their storyline must be so
Well,
made up that
they
people
got
see
K
it.
what's her face on there, and I feel like she's
Who
dragging
that?
down K Michelle.
Yeah, we mentioned that. You mentioned that before to me.
It's awful.
I don't know her extremely well, but I met her a couple of times. Like she came into my restaurant down in Miami, and I met her in Atlanta when she had her little restaurant on Edgewood.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, she's always trying to do something, and that's what I like. I like a black woman who's always trying to stand on their own 2 feet.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So every time I see her, she's always have a bag of question on how to do this. You know what I'm saying? And she listen well. So I never see the other side that that I hear people are talking about. I just know from, she's from Memphis, so like she has that in her. You know what I'm saying? And she don't trust to. I'm surprised that she's on Housewife, but she
Anyway.
was trying to do Housewife back then too. To be honest with you.
Enough of her. Did you see
You the one who
Nene
brought her
on
up talking about enough of her.
Yeah, enough of her. Did you see Nene on the cover of Vulture?
Oh, that's nice. No, I didn't.
Uh-huh.
I hear you
Andy, all of
mention.
them on there. They said it was 30 years of what was it? Hold on. The masterminds of reality TV, the 30 stars, executives, hosts, podcasters, and franchises shaping the future of television's most tantalizing genre. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, Andy on there,
Mm-hmm.
Riley, Miss New York, because they got the new people on there. They got the class of 2026. And they got
Okay.
Kathy Hilton and Andy Cohen.
Okay. I mean, Kathy
Mhm.
Hilton.
Right. I mean, she the star of Beverly Hills, I guess.
Kathy
There go
Hilton.
Andy. Huh. Kathy
Kathy
Hilton.
Hilton.
Yeah, Paris
I
Hilton
don't.
mama.
I don't remember her being on the show. I remember her sister being on the show.
Yeah, she's on Beverly Hills.
Oh, okay. All
Mhm.
right. Her sister was the shit for a year, for years.
Mhm.
Yeah, but okay. So Nene, that's well deserved. You know what I'm
I
saying? To
think so.
me, Nene, outside of Kim and her sisters, I think Nene's probably one of the biggest impact when it comes to reality TV, without a doubt.
I would agree. I would
You know what I'm
agree.
saying? And when I asked Carlos King, which, like he blew up as a producer, and I remember when he was, a AD on our show, and then he become the showrunner, and then he went to Love and Hip Hop, then came back to us, and then he went to start his own shit in Huntsville. So now that he's doing his podcast and him and Nene touring, I love the way they grew together. You know what I'm saying? Or they
Mhm.
grew, period. And his podcast, he had Nene down as the number one housewife of all time, and that was
Yeah,
well
Nene was
deserved
the person
also.
who talked him into doing interviews.
Yeah, yeah, for
'Cause
sure.
he
She
he
did.
was his first interview, and then she was like, "This what you need to be doing." Then he started interviewing.
He did well.
Mhm. I agree.
hmm He's getting it. He's a Libra. His birthday is the day after mine.
Uh, what do
And
you think
look at
about
me.
Todd?
And look at me now.
Look at you now, Peter. You've been
Yo,
through it
yo,
all. You
yo.
can't say
Listen.
that you didn't come through the fire. You
Yeah,
still here.
yeah, yeah. I'm still going through that motherfucker too, but I'll be all right. I'll be
Keep
all
going.
right.
That's what my pastor said. If you're going through something, keep going. Okay,
Yeah, I'll be
'cause
all
you
right.
got to
I'll be
come
all right.
out eventually.
I'll be out of it in a minute. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying?
mhm. I'm
That
right
I
there
know.
with you. I'm going
I
through
know
a
why
little.
this. I know why they sat me down. If you go on the block where I was, then you can see why they sat me down. You know what I'm
What you mean
saying?
in Miami?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying? That they need to remove us. We were too black for them. You know what I'm saying?
I miss it. That
Yeah,
was a
was
nice.
oh yeah, but I mean, too nice for us, according to them. You know what I'm
Somebody
saying?
said, "Would you do a show with Todd?"
I love Todd. That's my homie. I mean,
You know, said today that he's coming out with a streaming network and some other stuff.
I know we talk a couple of times in the last couple of weeks. And what he pitched to me, I signed on for.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Really? You signed
Yeah,
some paperwork?
I signed on for. I'm with Todd.
What?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. Who else signed up?
I don't know, but I know I signed on. Didn't make no
Okay.
sense without me.
I guess you're right. Mm, mm.
It didn't
Okay.
make no sense
I'm here
without
for it.
Peter Thomas, baby. So
I'm
I'm
here for it.
rocking. Yeah. He knows I
Ooh, that's
bring the
gonna be
noise.
good. That's what the
Yeah.
people say. See, Paige, I told y'all. Y'all remember. Y'all heard it here first, honey.
Here you go.
Mhm. We got
hmm
some hot documents. Yeah, Todd was just on his Instagram saying that he got a streaming network and he's on go mode. And I was like,
Let me tell you
okay,
something.
Todd.
One thing I could say about Todd, without a doubt, right? Even though we had our little, beef for a minute, Todd is extremely smart. Okay, Todd is gonna always. Todd is a cat from the Bronx. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? All right, an only child. Okay, he made his way. He came on Housewife. I wasn't there when they went to South Africa, but he went to South Africa as producer on the show, and he came back as a boyfriend of a housewife. You know what I'm saying? And he did
mhm,
it. He did his thing. We watch him doing his thing. I'm not mad at Todd at all. You know what I'm saying? You have two beautiful kids with Kandi, so I'm definitely never, ever, 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 ever gonna throw a stone at anybody that bring kids into this world. You feel me?
mhm, mhm.
Okay, all right. He's a great dad. He's daddy daycare all day long. hmm
Okay.
I'm telling you,
Well, I
and,
mean,
and, and
that's
Candy is a
exciting news. I mean, Kandi doing her one woman show and going around touring and talking
well,
about their
Ken,
relationship.
Candy and Todd, they they think alike. And to me, to be honest with you, I'm going to say this, and a lot of people probably was like, Peter, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But on some real shit, uh, when Todd came into the picture with Kandi, they turned every shit that's shit into money.
Or the lemonade.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The whole dungeon shit, they turn that into a check. You know what I'm saying? Every time you say some negative shit, they turn it into a check. So for her to going on tour talking about her what she's I saw it in your clip earlier. What I did, I
I
something
do, I did, I'm done.
yeah, yeah, and some motherfucker gonna want to go see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody's
Mhm.
always going through some shit that you're going through, and that they just want to relate to. You feel me? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So she might
Well, she
get
already had one show, now she on tour.
okay.
So
Woo, see what I'm talking about? You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? And guess what? Everywhere she goes, somebody's gonna want to go see her. You know
Of
what I'm
course.
saying? Somebody's gonna want to go see Candy,
Mhm.
and rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Turn your lemons into lemonade. You know, I hope everybody's drinking. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Here you
So,
go.
what do you feel about, Kenya Moore hair spa being that drama that happened last week?
I know your ass was happy to pull up to that motherfucker and see the shit on the street.
Why do I'm never happy. Why would I
Yo,
be
yo,
happy?
stop! Don't play. Don't play. As much beef as you and fucking Kenya have.
Why
When I
do
see
people think we why do
when I see you pulling up, you know somebody call your ass and you pulling up and you see all this shit out on the street. I know you
why
had
would people think I do not have beef with Kenya? Why do you think
yo.
I have
Let's
beef with Kenya?
listen. Well, you might not have beef with her, but she got beef with you.
There
Okay.
we go.
Here you go.
There we
All
go.
right. All right. So like, like you don't want to be wrong and strong. You want to be right. So, everything that you was saying came to fruition. And so I know when you pull up to that motherfucker, say, I told y'all niggas she wasn't paying her bills. You know what I'm saying? This is you when you pulling up. I told y'all niggas she wasn't paying her bills. I don't know why she didn't pay her bills because Kenya got more than enough money to pay her bills. So I don't know why she didn't do that. And she's frugal as fuck. She's cheap. You know what I'm saying? Kenya don't go out and buy Chanel purses like every week. You know what I'm saying?
But
All
my
right.
point is she
Yes.
had enough opportunity to pack her shit and go. She didn't have to have her shit put out on the streets.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that part I don't understand, to be honest with you, because
Her reunion show dress, all that stuff was on the streets
I
because
don't
she
know
had
why.
them on mannequins in the
She got money. Okay,
I
she's
I'm
not
not I
broke.
don't doubt that anybody has money. I'm not doubting any of that, but I'm just saying I felt it was a bad look. That's all.
Yeah, it is definitely a bad look, and I don't know why she made that call, but at the same time, I could tell you this much. That woman do not squander her papers. And that woman is not waiting on somebody to come and save her. And I always say she was real smart as fuck because she get up, she knows she gonna mix it up. She know people not gonna like her, but she know this is her lane to get that paper, and she got that paper for what, like from season 4 until two seasons ago. That's a lot of
Mhm.
years getting the housewife check.
Yeah, but she was her own demise. That stunt she pulled was
Yeah, I
stupid.
know, but
Like
every dark hole there's a light around the corner. I promise you. She
yeah,
also know how to make lemonade out of lemons. She
yeah,
probably purposely there she go that way just to build another story or write a book about it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying that's how she thinks. I'm telling you straight up. Her and Candy,
Well,
they got that shit figured out.
it's
And you're
interesting.
gonna be in the book. She gonna say that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Why did everybody try to put me in? I'm just doing my job. I
You,
I, I report. I report accurately. I feel like I you know what I'm saying? I don't lie on nobody.
oh, you did.
I
That's
don't
why
come on here.
that's why when you pull up in your little Porsche gloating and shit, I'm like, that nigga was right. You know what I'm saying? You can
Why I
say
gotta be
whatever you want to say. You know I love you, but I'm calling you Spade, nigga.
why I gotta be a little Porsche anyway?
Oh yeah, okay. I forgot. I forgot. You know, you got the big body. You
I
know
don't
what I'm
have the
saying?
big body. I have It's a 4-door though. Anyway.
Here you go.
Um so people want to know who else is Todd bringing Matt Jordan. You remember when you and Matt got into it?
Oh, yo, I killed Matt, and I made Matt so dead. Nobody heard from Matt again ever. You know what I'm saying?
Peter,
Yeah, so dead. Nobody heard from Matt again.
you ran Matt out of town.
Missing. I think Matt live on fucking Jupiter somewhere.
Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all be running people out of town
I
like
didn't
that?
run nothing. Matt drove all the way to Charlotte to beat my ass and got his ass whooped.
Ooh,
Okay, here we
all
go.
you Atlanta people. I remember you had your
Okay,
hand in your pocket.
yeah, watching him on some Brooklyn shit. Come on, let's go.
Peter, you are a gangster, honey.
Here you
The
go.
people
Here
don't
you
know
go.
about you.
Nah, I don't bother nobody though. I stay in my lane.
You think Walter gonna be on it?
No, Walter was a minute. And Walter, with his trucking company, I don't think nobody,
Walter been married and divorced since then.
damn. There you go.
I think he's single now. He might be. Last time I saw
Mhm.
him, he was single.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about somebody. Oh, Apollo gonna be there?
Apollo's lit.
I know Apollo lit.
As much as men can't stand each other at times, I can't. I have to give it up. Apollo is always good. Apollo's like Phaedra. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna find a way. Okay, I hear
Bob
you.
gonna be there.
I hear you earlier talking about all the expression that Phaedra does and bring nothing to the table. That nigga is so clever. She been getting paper doing that shit for a long time.
Yeah, she was
You know
doing
what
it
I'm
on
saying?
Married to
Yeah.
Medicine, not
Yeah.
bringing nothing. That's why the
What?
whole cast of Married to Medicine was
Yo,
pissed off
she
at her.
she master how to pay me $1 million, and all I'm gonna give you is facial expressions.
Uh, they said, "Is Bob gonna be there?"
Bob is fun, but I can't tell you who's gonna be there. I just know that I sign on.
Well, I'm just asking your opinion.
And
I
yeah, and I'm
don't. You
not,
ain't got to.
the reason why I sign on, and I want people to know that this is not a situation where they're trying to go dig up some house husband and to come and talk shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just people are talking about how the show impact them and how it affects their life, how it good or bad. You know what I'm saying? And what their experience was from the pitch that I was given. Now, if it's about me talking negative about anybody, I'm not really with that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
No,
saying? So yeah.
I can understand that, but I'm just, I'm just saying there's a lot of men on this show that I feel like w- need a voice. Ralph, Mark, the people saying in the chat, Apollo, um, oh, not Mark, Mark Daly.
But that's Kenya ex-husband.
Well,
I
Kenya
never
say they
met
still married.
I never met him.
They said Cynthia ex-husband Mike,
That would be fun.
Cordell.
That would be fun.
You talked to Cordell lately?
I know I'm spoken to Cordell. He's busy. His son,
Eh,
like his son is playing ball right now. So
He's
Cordell
a
is
he's a coach at a high school in Fairburn. Last time I saw, you
yeah,
might not coaching
I-
football.
yeah. But Cordell is one of those dad that 1,000% dedicated to his son's career. You know what I'm saying?
His son play football now. He ought to be old now, huh?
Yeah, no. His son is I
In
think
college.
is a sophomore. Yeah,
Okay.
in
Croy.
college.
Croy
Huh?
bitter. Croy is mad, honey. Croy that got custody of the kids. You saw that?
Oh, Berriman.
Huh? Yeah, Bierman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody asked me about Croy, and I said, I was doing a scene with Kim, um, mm, when Croy came out, in his little tight pants doing the Dancing with the Stars thing,
Uh-huh.
the Atlanta version, and
Uh-huh.
Kim was sitting at the table, and Kim like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And then she sent what's her name? You remember her assistant? She sent her
Oh,
assistant.
sweetie.
Yes, she
Uh-huh.
sent Sweetie to go holler at him to bring him back to the table. So I
She in
was
a
there
long
I
time
was
ago.
there. I witnessed when they first met. You know what I'm saying? So to see that it end up the way it did and kids are involved, and it
Mhm.
was so nasty and so.
Mhm.
I have to say, Cynthia and I divorced.
Mhm.
Uh, classic. Never.
Please don't say nothing about Cynthia. I don't want
I'm
her to
not
be
gonna
mad
say.
at
I'm
me no
not gonna
more.
say nothing bad about Cynthia. What I'm gonna say
We
is,
just made up.
yeah,
I'm trying
yeah. No, I'm not. I would never say anything bad about her. What I'm saying
No,
is
I
that
know you would.
our
I
our
know.
our, our divorce was classic. It was not nasty. Nobody dragged nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I think I went on Wendy Williams show and tell the world that yo, I'm walking away from the divorce with exactly. I didn't want nothing. Everybody was telling my lawyer, everybody was telling me, yo, you could get 50% because you did the show with her, you got married on the show, blah, blah. I said, I don't want none of that. Cynthia could have it all. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, all that negativity that I see in a lot of divorce that's on reality show is just that I'm so glad that I'm not a part of that, and then my kids don't have to watch that. You feel me?
Mhm. 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 Because it's online in perpetuity.
Yeah,
Forever and
exactly.
ever.
Forever and ever. That's why I'm trying to give some advice to some of my people like, yo, you might not want to say nothing. Take
Have
the
you
high
talked to
road.
like who you talked to? You talked to like Angela and Charles and any of them?
Charles is a friend of mine. I've never met his wife.
Okay.
hmm
You
and
met Pinky?
I know Pinky.
Uh.
Yeah. But I don't know her husband. I met Pinky when she was just blowing up, with them vegan burgers.
Mhm.
Leor send me call me in Miami and tell me to fly up to Atlanta to go talk to Pinky because he wanted to work with her. I wish
Mhm.
she would have. I wish she did work with Leor because he have this thing of making people billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So but she had went in a different direction. And now that I saw her in Housewife, I'm like, okay, all
What do you
right.
think about they asking you about Peter? How do you feel about Todd divorce? Do you think he deserved what Todd got what he deserved considering the years invested, businesses, kids, and having to deal with Joyce?
Whew. Well, I think all of us that got married on the show, because it's called a housewife of Atlanta. It has nothing to do with the husband. I think I'm probably one of them that when I got on it, I didn't want to be just the guy that's standing there looking stupid. So I inserted myself because I also had a brand that was separate from my wife that I wanted to work. So if you wasn't paying me, at least let me work my brand if you want me to show up. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's
Mhm.
how that started, and it kind of changed the way that they view the men, and like I was the reasons why they started getting paid for the reality show. I think I was one of the first guys who ever got paid to do 4 or 5 episodes, and they paid me a lot of money. And they always said, "Don't tell nobody that we're paying you because if we pay you, if they know we're paying you, we're gonna have to pay them." I'm like, you're gonna have to pay all the guys to come on the reunion, and that I have them change that, and then they paid me to do my divorce, and they thought I was gonna you know be bitter and all of that bullshit, but I was actually happy for the woman. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Because I was happy for myself, so we didn't give them none of that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Y'all kept that a secret. Mhm.
huh?
I said y'all kept that a secret.
Yeah, we did. I mean, like at the same time, it's a reality show, but at the same time, you don't have to give them all your shit. And you got to remember that whatever you give them is going to live out there forever, like you just said. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things. The reason why I don't watch the show is because a lot of times I don't, it's so much of the show is real that when you watch it years later, it takes you right back to that moment and let you go
Mhm.
all through the bullshit all over again. So I don't watch it for the fact that I gave it so much of my real life that looking
Mhm.
back at it, that shit, I'm like, damn, I did that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't watch it for that reason. I
But I
can't
feel
even
like
watch
those
even when I watch them
uh
because of the bullshit music that they put in the background, it takes me back to that time.
oh wow. Yeah.
You
The
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't do it. I'll
Hmm.
watch clips when I watch you and I see clips of it and I'll laugh and shit. But for me to sit down and watch it, that'll never happen. You know, the biggest show in jail is
What?
Atlanta Housewife.
What? The biggest show in jail is Atlanta Housewife.
Men sit around and watch that shit
Wow.
every time it comes on. Okay?
Well, I
And they
mean, you
always
gotta have
want to come and
respect.
ask me a question. Nigga, get out of my face. I ain't talking
Not
about
you
that.
as a celebrity, honey.
They always want to talk about that. I'm like, I don't want to talk about that.
Tell me about the jail, though. I want to know what had happened in there. You wasn't even in there that long.
Thank God. Thank
It's
God.
like you went in and got right back out. Like what was going on in there, child? I want to know.
Listen, I promise you when I say the warden, I promise you when I say my caseworker, shout out to Miss Donaldson. Okay, shout out, to all the real COs in there that see that I didn't ask for no special treatment. You know what I'm saying? And I got up and I go wash cars for 60 cents a day. My check was $18 a month. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I didn't complain. Okay. Yo, listen, the whole garage where I work, I think what do you call that shit when you take the thing and you clean the asphalt? You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
pressure wash.
I pressure washed the complete garage. Because I'm a neat freak, so I couldn't just do a patch. I had to do all of it. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Okay, what? They were looking at me like, damn, that's Peter. That he doing all of that. I did all of that because I needed the time to burn. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And when you
Mhm.
do nothing, then nothing just seems to take a longer time for the day to be over. So I usually find stuff to do just for the day to be over. I'm sleeping in a dorm with 48 other men. I don't even like being around niggas. You know what I'm saying? So I hated that. You know? I mean, I don't want to get
Wasn't
up every
nobody
day.
bothering you, trying to beat you up over no honey bun or nothing?
That ain't happening. I had one situation in there. I
I
had
was
one
just
situation in there, and I promise you, I take that time in there. I run and walk around 50 miles a week. Okay, I didn't eat none of that. It's all bullshit that they give you in jail. It's like an experiment. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And the feds is better than the state. So if it was so bad where I am and I was in the feds, I could only understand the shit that the brothers are going through in the state. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? There's nothing cool about that fucking place.
Mhm.
None. And I was in a camp.
You was
I
in
was in
Miami, right?
Oh yeah, I was in Miami camp. I couldn't wait for 5:30 in the morning when we could go outside because you locked down from 9:30 to 5:30. And if like it's good that the dorm space is big and open, but for the
Mhm.
fact that I can't leave I had a panic attack the first 3 days I was there. Okay,
Mhm.
and there was some brothers that was the CEO at night, and when they saw me and they looked at me and they said, "Yo, what's wrong?" I said, like I can't breathe because the reality hit me that damn I'm locked down. And they said, "What
Mhm.
do you need?" I said, "Yo, I need some ice." And the ice was outside of the door. And they looked at me and they looked at each other and said, "Yo, go get your thing. We're gonna open the door. You're gonna get the ice, but we can't allow you to be outside. So you got to come right back in." I said, "Thank you." All right, I went inside and then I didn't know I could walk over to the other side where 50 other dude was, and
Mhm.
everybody was sleeping. I was walking that motherfucker for at least 2 weeks before I realized that, you know what, you better just get used to this shit. You know what I'm saying? All right. And because like I have access, I used to have people post for me and they knew that I have access and they knew that a million people could tune into some shit if I said some shit about them. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So if they kind of stay away from me, but at the same time, when they see that I'm just as normal as everybody, like I'm always am as a person, then they
Mhm.
start then the CEOs start gravitating to me. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. I used to wait every week. My people, my girl come and see me every week. She drive 4 hours to come and see me, 4 hours to go back to Sarasota. I was happy. You know what I'm saying? I was looking forward to the weekend just to see my shorty to come and visit me. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? And that's what actually helped me get to, you know, after damn near 6 months and 26 days, the
Mhm.
warden signed off and said, "Get out of here. You don't belong here." You know what I'm
6
saying?
months and 23 days. They said, "Are you still with your girl?"
Of
They
course
being
I am.
nosy.
Of course I am.
Somebody said, "Which girl?"
I only have one,
The one
baby.
he called from jail about, y'all don't remember Peter made
Yeah,
sure he
yeah,
called and cleared up
yeah,
everything.
yeah. I don't run around with people. It was one at a time.
Somebody said,
She's
"Which girl on the podcast was you?"
the po- that
The
that
one
that's
who wasn't on the phone, was
yeah,
his
yeah,
girl.
yeah.
The one who was actually there.
That was definitely. I don't even want to talk about that because
Okay.
she's so green when it comes to that, and she was basically set up for ratings. That's all that
Mhm.
was. You know what I'm
They
saying?
didn't even air the full episode, did they? I don't think they
They
ever
did.
did.
They did. And Homeboy got 534,000 subscribers.
I know, but they
Yeah.
only posted that clip. They didn't run the full
No, they
episode.
run the full episode.
Oh, because when I asked him, he said he hadn't ran. I don't know, but I
They
never
didn't
saw it.
run it at the time when you asked them, but they ran it, and it
Yeah.
did
Okay.
extremely well for them.
Okay.
hmm That's good for him. You know what I'm saying?
But nobody talked to it. That's interesting because nobody talked about it after that then.
Yeah, because I think I posted a couple of stuff just to let them know I had nothing to do with it. I actually didn't know it was going down. I found out when everybody was calling me to tell me that it went down. I didn't know nothing about it.
Mhm.
hmm
It was a mess, honey.
It was. It looked bad.
Well, Peter, you know you're always welcome here, friend.
Thank you, friend.
I have known you forever. I cannot believe we are still friends, honey.
Yeah, because I keep it 100 all the
The
time.
people don't think I be out in these streets. They be thinking I be lying. They just don't know, honey.
No, she
I
gets
came over
around.
to YouTube. They don't know that I'm a real OG.
Yeah, yeah, Michelle buy a old her ticket, pay for a room to come and support me in Miami. You know what I'm saying? When I had my restaurant down there, I tell you something. The two people that's my biggest supporter when I do any kind of venture is Nene and Michelle. Okay, their mother
Mhm.
housewife, I don't know them. A lot of them I don't see. Sheree, she didn't have to drive too far to come and see me in Atlanta, and she came and saw me. Okay, but 9 out of 10 of them they're not going out of the way. I remember when I went to Todd's when his mom died, and like it was real sad because his mom was featured on the show.
Mhm.
Okay, and I flew up to New York to go to her funeral. Uh, I didn't see no housewife there,
Mm.
and that shit was crazy to me. Outside of Todd and Kenny, because at that point they were married. I think
Yeah.
they were getting married, something like that. But I didn't see it. And I'm like, damn, that's some fucked up shit. But like a lot of them, like what people have to realize that these people don't know each other before, and they're tossed into a room to do something, and it's very competitive because they don't give no one outside of what they did with Portia recently, but they don't give anyone any a multiple year contract. You know what I'm saying? So every year, if you don't represent, if you don't do some shit, if you don't have, if you're not a fan favorite, then they're just gonna go out and cast somebody to replace your ass. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And that's because the way the model is set up, it's good for them. But when the fans are not tuning into a character or didn't watch a character develop to be, like a daytime soap opera, then they divest out of it, and that's why their ratings is fucked up right now.
I think that's
So,
what's missing is y'all, like, not
yeah,
you per se, but, like, the
yeah,
husbands. But
yeah.
you missing too. But I'm just saying that the husbands, because everyone was invested back then in not just the ladies, but in Peter, Todd, Apollo, Greg. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Because
because
y'all had y'all own.
there was real story. We watch
Yeah,
Apollo really went to jail. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like we watched Nene and Greg broke up for real. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? For 2 years before they got back together. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of real stories there, real true shit. That's why it's so difficult for me to watch it because some of the shit that happened while I was on it. Like even when I got married and I found out 6 months later, the Thursday before the show aired, about the marriage certificate, that was some real shit. How you not gonna be bitter about something like that? Because it spoiled the whole fucking moment. You know what I'm saying? And you can't undo it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no right to say, yo, you can't show that. You know what I'm saying? Because we sign off on using our likeness. You know,
Yeah.
so when I found that out, I think when I found that out, it was like it was kind of downhill from that point, to be honest with you, because it takes away trust. You know what I'm saying? So that's some real shit. That's why I can't watch it. And a lot of stuff with Todd and Kendi's going through right now. That's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Ace is going to grow up. Blaze is going to grow up, and that might not be a good look. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Okay. Uh, I could look back at my stepdaughter at the time, and we had a great relationship. You know
Do
what I'm
y'all still
saying?
keep in touch?
No, she's grown. You know what I'm saying? She's grown and she's doing her own thing.
Well,
You
Cynthia
know,
still be hanging out with your daughter. Oh.
I don't have nothing to do with that. Okay. And when I called my daughter and my daughter said, "Oh, I can't talk. I'm with CB," I said, "Oh, do your thing." You know what I'm saying? I never called and said, "Yo, let me talk." That's dead. That's so dead. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing gonna rise out of ashes right over there. I promise you, it's dead, dead, dead. You know what I'm saying? But that's my daughter's grown. My daughter's 42 years old. She could be friends with anybody she wants to be friends with. I don't tell my kids what to do or what not to do. Never in life. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying?
Okay, I mean, it is what it is. I was just wondering. We have talked about how well with the husbands, a lot of times they kind of make the husbands secondary or make it seem like y'all are dependent on the wives, which is so much different than the way they do, like say Beverly Hills or OC or anything, because we know those men are wealthy or whatever. It's just a weird dynamic for the black housewives. You never noticed that? Didn't you talk about that one time?
I speak about that all the time. I think that their job is to always make us not be the hero in any situation. They always want us to look like we're deadbeats. They always want to look like we have a handout, and that's the way they put it together. I'm quite sure, they know that they really study these people before they choose these people to be on these shows. You
You
understand?
know what? I said that
Okay.
earlier. How
Man,
they
they do.
doing Pinky and all of this and all the bankruptcies and all the foreclosures and all of
I,
that,
s- I
and it's
s-
almost like they choose these people knowing that they're gonna humiliate them at some point.
of course. Of course, I saw earlier when I called you and you said I was live, and then I saw the clip because the clip is what makes me jump to call you.
Mhm.
And then I saw the back of what? No, actually, I saw it on Michael Rappaport was talking about it. Then I saw it on your thing, and I'm
Mhm.
like, damn! I guarantee you, when Pinky signed on, she didn't sign on for that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because and I could see it in her eyes. I could
Mhm.
see the I could see she was hurt. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
Charles' wife was going in, and they went back at each other, and they're just tearing each other down
Mhm.
for everybody to laugh at it. You feel me? Okay. All right. Now, how you think the husband feel when he got to go outside with his wife in real life?
Right. After hearing the reasons
And
for.
everybody, and 600,000 people saw that. And
Mhm.
that right there might make it a million people to watch the next episode. That right there might change the whole shit for them, to be honest with you. Because we haven't
Okay.
seen anything like that from what I heard. We haven't seen anything like that on that show in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
some real I can't stand your black ass shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Okay,
But
so that
then
might be turning around
but
for them.
then too, it's kinda, even though it was a great argument, a lot of people question its authenticity because since this season started, every altercation or every disagreement has ended with, "Okay, let's hug it out. Okay, let's squash it. Let's hug it out.
But
Okay,
they,
da, da, da."
yo, listen, because there's a safety net that all of them want. You understand what I'm saying? When you take jabs like that,
Mhm.
that's not stage. Okay. You can't swallow those words back. You can't say, I was only playing, right? You can't do
Well,
that.
they did at the end. They did. That's what
No,
Angela
they
said.
might do
You know,
that
I
on
get
camera,
rich and
but
whatever.
they might do that on camera, but I guarantee you, they're not actors. None of them are.
Yeah.
Okay, and all of them went on that shit with the intention that, I'm gonna blow up on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, none of them go on it to be humiliated in such a way. Okay, so at the end of them, they might smile and kiki with each other, but them niggas gonna really hate each other for real. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And you're gonna see it's gonna surface again.
Yeah.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I've been through that, so I know when it surfaces again. You know what I'm saying? And you can't wait for it to surface again. You're gonna be better prepared when it surfaces again. That you
Mm-hmm.
could win that battle. Because whoever lost that battle, they don't want to take that L.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when it surfaces again, they're gonna try to win, and that's when it escalates to something else. I'm
Yeah.
surprised nobody threw water or whatever. That's when. That's
Well,
when you.
Pinky got up to walk away, but then she turned around, sat back down, and kept going.
Oh, that was
So
smart. But anyone threw the water first is the one who lost.
yeah,
You
I
feel
think
me?
Pinky lost because Angela was calm. Pinky got upset.
Yeah, I
You
could
could
see it in
tell.
her. I could see it in her face that she
Yeah,
did
because
get
when
upset.
she started
I was
talking
kind
about
of.
money and all that, she went below the belt. And then when Angela said, "You got a wife in the basement," it was a wrap.
I
Because
didn't even
they've been
see
talking
that
about
part.
them threesomes for a minute.
After I see the expression on her face and I knew that she was actually hurt, I kind of like switch. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because them shits, you don't.
'Cause Pinky don't like to talk about she don't like nobody to read her business, but at the same time, she brings up her businesses all the time. So it's almost like it's fair game because everything you talk about is about my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm going bankrupt. I don't have no money. I do
Let me tell
the
you
this.
something. Again, Michelle, they chose these people because these people have this thing that they all want to be known, right? But
Mhm.
they don't understand what comes along with that. What comes along with that, sometimes some of them cannot recover from it, to be honest with you. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Some of them
Mhm.
can't. I
Like, even
actually
the people who've
watched
been on one hit,
who, huh?
'cause I say even the people who only been on one season, they the same
Oh,
way. Like,
yeah,
they
look
never
at
get over
remember
it.
when Kim was on it from Different Strokes or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, she's an actress. She
Mhm.
wasn't ready for that reality shit. That shit
I know.
fucked her and her husband up on some real
Yeah.
shit.
And she said,
You
"I
know what
don't
I'm
wanna do
saying?
this," and she left and never came back.
She wasn't ready for it. She wasn't prepared for it. I used to watch
Mhm.
this woman. I'm like, damn, this woman been doing TV for a long time. But this ain't TV. This is some reality hit below the belt shit. Talk about your husband being gay and all of that. That shit wasn't cool. You understand
Mhm.
what I'm saying? You can't
Mhm.
unsee that. You can't undo that.
Yeah.
Because when you get out of that boxing ring, 50% of the people gonna believe you, 50% of the people is not.
Well,
Okay?
that's the
Yeah,
same reason Kenya in the situation she in now, because
yeah.
people believe the narrative of Brit being a hoe and the naked picture and all of that, and you know what I'm saying? So that's in perpetuity as well, so
Yo,
I
listen,
get it. You can't unring the bell, right?
when I went on it, there was no fronting. Okay? We gotta share a car. I don't have a car. Okay. I don't have the money. I'm actually broke for real. I'm trying to do this restaurant because I'm trying to make some money. You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Yo, listen, I go out there and tell my truth before you could come and try to make me look stupid. You feel me?
Mhm.
What you gonna do with that when I tell you I don't got it?
I
You know
mean,
what
they're
I'm
gonna call
saying?
you broke. They're gonna call
Yeah,
you bar
fuck.
none.
Yeah, and I'm
They're gonna
cool,
call
but
you Papa Smurf.
yeah, yeah,
They're gonna
yeah.
call you
And then they watch me do it. Listen, when I walked away from my situation, I walked away with nothing. And then 4 years later, I made over $30 million on my own. On my own. Okay, so they locked me up because they want me off the block and they used $2.5 million restitution. They said I owe $2.5 million. I owed $1 million and I'm paying it. All right, and then they put interest and penalty on it because they want me off the block. So they got me off the block. All right, but they know what they did was fucked up. But that's some black shit. But I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to wait for that paper. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna run and go show you where it is. You feel me? Okay, all right.
Please don't
So
say anything to incriminate yourself
no,
over
no,
here.
no, no, no. I'm
I ain't
not.
gonna be a part.
I'm not. I'm the same guy who wash cars for 60 cents a day.
I know,
You know what
Peter.
I'm
You did
saying?
good. You have
Okay, yeah.
your
And then
nails
I'm trying.
celebrate with you.
I got a job. I'm paying my restitution.
Okay.
I'm not hiding from nothing. I'm accountable as fuck, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to get out of that the right way by paying them their money and keep it pushing.
Mhm.
You feel
Do you
me?
talk to Simon?
Did I talk to who?
Simon.
I spoke to Simon by text and on DM probably around since that situation started with him, probably around 30 times.
Okay. I talked to
Mm.
him too. It's been a couple of
Yeah,
weeks though. But yeah.
yeah, yeah. He's always positive. I like that
Yeah,
about him.
he
You
is.
know, yeah.
He's patiently waiting for the day.
Hey, that might be a long motherfucking time.
Well, well, according to him,
You know, when you what?
because they honored the prenup, she's
Yeah,
supposed to be out of the house February 2027.
I don't know
So
nothing
she's
about
there.
that, but a situation with immigration might take a longer time.
Oh, well, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
I don't think he cares.
Joe Judice is he's Italian and white. He the closest he could come to America is be in the Bahamas to see his kids. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying? And I'm supposed to be doing a show with him called The Shift.
What's that about?
Oh, The Shift is like some redemption story.
Okay. What's
You
that
know what
gonna
I'm
be on?
saying? I sign off that I can't talk about it, but I
How
could
you
talk.
gonna bring stuff up
No,
and can't talk about
I could talk about the idea, and I
it?
could
Okay,
tell you
okay,
what the
okay.
show is, but I can't
Okay,
talk
cool.
about the network aspect of it.
Okay, so you've been working.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I'm not
So
sitting
it's gonna be
down
like
on
a
my hand.
documentary, docudrama
No, no, it's
showing y'all.
no. It's more like okay, redemption, um, accountability. Um, maybe you need to do it a different way. A financial person, you have three coaches that's going to get you back to where you need to be.
Oh,
Because
okay.
a lot of us don't ask for help and need help and don't know where to get the help from. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like I don't have all the answers. So, and the reason why I volunteered to do it because the way it was pitched to me, I said, you know what, I probably need help in that direction. When my dad died in 2020, I didn't know that I need to go see a therapist. I didn't know that I was gonna have a breakdown and just say fuck it to everything. You know what I'm saying? All right. It took Tracy Morgan, Alonzo Morning wife, to see that in my eyes in Martha's Vineyard and said, Peter, you need to talk to somebody. All
Mm.
right. And when I did speak to someone and I broke down, and then the calls that was coming at me after that was like, oh my God, those people was on the line when I had a complete breakdown. And then it took 2 years after that just for me to stand back up and 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 start working again. You know what I'm saying? I let
Mhm.
everything go. I let it go. So I know that I'm not completely ill from that. You know what I'm saying? Because like when my dad died, it brought back my grandmother that died. I wasn't there to go to her funeral because I was too young. My parents didn't have enough money for all of us to go to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? To have closure with that. And then the same summer of 75, my little brother, the youngest of us, got hit by a car, and I didn't walk on that block in Brooklyn for 30 years because I didn't want to deal with it. You feel me?
Mm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I know when they present the shift to me, I'm like, and what it's about, and that it could actually help. I'm like, I'll do whatever because 2 years after my dad died, and I opened in Baltimore, and I was in Baltimore airport flying to Miami, and something came over me that I had completely no control over and start bawling in the airport. That's not me. I hide from shit like that. And it was
Yeah.
so uncontrollable that everybody, and the funny thing is when, you're going on Southwest Airline and 80% of the passengers are black and they just happen to be housewife fans and they're coming over. It's so embarrassing. But you have no control over those emotions that you ball up inside of you for years. I found
Mhm.
out that I was carrying that for years. My little brother died. I've never ever been back to the graveside since 1975. So I kind of locked it into
That unresolved
something.
trauma.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
when it was presented to me in a certain way, I knew that I needed that. I knew I can't get enough of that because anything could set you back again. You feel me?
Yeah. You got to
So
protect your mental health and
exactly, exactly. Now that means something to me, so I'm there with it.
okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that, you're open to other things.
Yes, I am.
And I'm sure everybody is rooting for you and will be tuned in. The haters and the lovers, you know how I go.
Yeah, well, let them hate. You know what I'm saying? Look where I'm at.
Look where you at, honey, on top of the world.
Look where I'm at. Okay.
I appreciate you, Peter Thomas.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
We always
I
do.
see you rocking your Adidas. You comfortable, baby?
I am.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. Then I forgot. My girl don't like me calling people baby. She thinks that's crazy.
But she ain't
Okay.
got nothing to worry about with me, honey.
I know that. But every time I say it and then I catch myself saying it, I promise I won't say it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So you comfortable, Michelle? You good?
Yes, Peter, I am good.
Okay, I bet. Okay, nice talking to you and anybody that was tuning in. All right.
Always a pleasure. And thank you for calling in, Peter.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, y'all, we got an unexpected guest tonight. Shout out to Peter Thomas for joining us. It was very impromptu and, there was nothing planned and we just chatted like we always do. So, y'all got some tea. Y'all heard it here first. Peter has signed on with Todd for a show, allegedly with the husbands. Okay. He don't know who else is signed on. The only thing he knows is that he signed on. So my exclusive was right. I'm right yet again. Okay. And shout out to the squad. Okay. You said I love it when Peter calls in. Michelle, you need to get a relationship with Todd so he can pop up. I do. Maybe, Todd and I can reunite because Todd had blocked me a long time ago when I had did that first video about Todd was collecting evidence for divorce. It struck a nerve and Todd blocked me back then. So I mean Kandi ain't blocked me, but Todd did, which is weird. So um anywho, apparently I was right about that too. You see what happened. Yeah, and if you're just getting here, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that hype button. We talked about a lot of things tonight. I talked about Nene Leakes being on the cover of Vulture. I talked about Kandi and her one woman show and how Mama Joyce has joined on to maybe a stop or two. I talked about Todd, said he is starting his streaming network and he gonna have a whole bunch of shows and podcasts and all kind of stuff on it. And of course, he will be super producer. And I talked about the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17, episode 5. I did a recap and took calls. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me tonight, and I will see you guys in the next video. Good night, squad.